as he pops out and pops back in, and as you set up the deck, I just want to say thank you to everyone that is here. This is Quackalope speaking. I'm really excited about this community. Uh, really excited that Leader Games is willing to teach us how to play Oath. We're hoping this will spawn a lot of opportunities to play. We have a lot of stuff happening here in the area. Feel free to set up your own calendar events, schedule things. The more active this community is, the more games we get to play. So. All right, I'm done.
Okay. I'm just waiting for him to re-enter before I deal out the cards.
So you're saying I could have held the mic for a while longer?
Yes, you actually can, yeah, if you want to say anything else. But oh, there he is. Nope, you're cut off.
Okay, great.
Tell us more about how invaluable we are.
I'm a real big fan of all of you. Except for Successful. He made a bad gif of me.
That seems pretty popular, though.
All right, so everyone probably got a whole bunch of white cards popping up in front of them as the assets are loading. So I have dealt you 3 cards to start. And so basically the way that this is going to work is you're going to select one of those cards, and I would say don't worry too much about like the specific effects. Just pick something that looks kind of cool to you. And we're going to be starting with Successful Geek. And when you are done picking your card, what you're going to do is you're going to put it right here on the right side of your player board where it says Advisors, and it's going to be face down. So you're going to be placing that face down, and then you're going to be discarding the other 2 into the discard pile right here. So you are starting right here in the cradle as the Chancellor. And basically in this game, whenever you discard cards, you're always going to be discarding out. So you're just going to be discarding out here to the provinces. And that'll also all be face down.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead.
And then likewise, the rest of you can be like looking at your cards, figuring out the ones that you want to keep, and just make sure to flip them over before you pull them out of your hand. The game will not do that automatically for you. Cool. All right. So our Chancellor has discarded.
Sorry, how do I flip it over?
F.
Mouse over it in your hand and just press F. It'll flip over in your hand, but we still can't see it while it's in your hand. So then you just put it out while it's flipped over.
Yep. And then so next up, it looks like what's our turn order here? Chancellor, and then OK Jake is the next player. Then OK Jake, you are going to select where your pawn starts. So your pawn right here, this big chunky guy, you're going to select one of these 3 face-up sites to start on. To give you kind of a very basic idea of what these sites are about. The narrow pass is kind of it's a travel restrictor. So like if anybody's trying to travel into here, they have to go through the narrow pass. So it's kind of modifying the geography. The standing stones right here. Basically, if you rule it, you get another advisor, which improves your economy and lets you do other things more effectively. And then the mountain here is basically just hard to fight. So if you're there and you rule this place, it is harder to fight against. However, starting out, the Chancellor actually rules all of these sites. So the Chancellor is going to be starting with some war bands out on all of these sites. So just be warned.
I approve.
Okay. So I get to choose where I'm going to put my pawn.
Yep, so you're going to choose one of those 3 face-up sites to start. And then you're going to take the 2 cards that you have left in your hand, whatever you choose to discard. And since you're starting here in the standing stones, you're going to discard them out here to the hinterland.
Which one of these do I want? I want this one. Okay, so these get discarded here.
Yep. And then that last one will be face down in your advisors right here.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so next up, Nat, you'll do the same. So pick one of those 3 sites to put your pawn on, and then discard the other 2 cards.
All right, so I'm going to pop my pawn on the mountains. And these 2 cards, where do they get discarded to?
Yep, so if you're discarding out from the hinterland, it wraps all the way back around up here to the cradle.
Okay. Here we go.
Cool. All right, and Jaffa. Cool. Hanging out with the Chancellor.
I fell over.
All right, and then so those last 2 cards you discarded here. Great, awesome.
I did, yeah.
Cool. All right, so we're pretty much all set up. The very last thing that everybody needs to do is you start with 3 warbands on your cohort here. So you'll see this little cohort on your player board. So we're just going to pull out 3 warbands from your bag that's in front of you and stick them on your cohort right there.
Including the Chancellor?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we are all ready to go. So here's the way the game works. So you can all basically follow along on your player board. So basically the way this game works, on your turn, you're going to get to do basically any number of actions that you want. However, each of these actions is going to cost you focus. So focus is this little track to the right of, basically on the bottom of your player board. And every time you spend focus, you're just going to move down your focus marker to show that you're spending focus. So everybody has 7 focus in total to spend on their turn. Or sorry, 6. There's 7 spaces. So you can take these actions in any order you'd like, as long as you have the focus to spend. So I'll give you kind of a elevator pitch for all these actions. So first action, search. Search basically lets you get more cards, and cards are great because they give you new abilities, and for the exiles, they give you new ways to win. Cards are great. You want cards. Second action, travel. Travel basically lets you take your pawn, your big piece of wood, and you can move it around the map. Third action, we've got campaign. Campaign basically lets you kick other people's warbands off of their sites and put your own down. So there's only ever going to be one player's warbands on a site at a time. So like right now, the Chancellor rules all these sites, and campaign is how you kick those off and put your own down. You can only do that by campaigning, basically. Proclaim. Proclaim lets you get this funny thing called the Darkest Secret. I'll talk a little bit more about it later, but what you need to know right now is that it is one of the win conditions on the vision cards that are scattered throughout the deck. So if you have this card, you get to basically win the game if you have the matching vision. Plus, it gives you another handy power. So Proclaim is how you get that. And then finally, we have Encounter. So Encounter is sort of your all-purpose, you put stuff on cards to get stuff action. So if you all zoom out to look back at the board here, I'm going to give you an example of Encounter. So Encounter is basically you're always putting something on an empty card at your site. So for example, the Chancellor is at this site. This is where the Chancellor's pawn is. And you can go and encounter these longbows. And that could look like a few different things. You could put a secret on it. So you could take this little blue chit and put it on it. And that would get you some more favor. Alternatively, you could stick 2 favor on it, and as long as you have the right cards in your advisors, you could get a secret. So basically, it's an economy action. You are putting things on cards to get more favor, more secrets, which are your resources on your player board.
If you put a secret here to gain favor, the favor comes from the same suit?
Yep, so whenever you're encountering something and you're getting favor, you're always taking from the matching suit. So for example, if you put a secret on these longbows are order suited, so you would just take 1 favor from the order supply. Right now, the Chancellor holds all of these supplies, but as we play, these supplies are going to start filtering around, and I will talk a little bit more about that later. But all you basically need to know about Encounter right now is that it is how you get resources. Likewise, you can use Encounter to get more warbands into your cohort. You can see that if you place a favor down, you can take some more warbands out of your bag and stick them on your player board. And then they also let you get courtiers, which are basically, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later, they're basically let you stick your warbands onto these. It's been renamed since. It says the royal fashion right here, but basically these are courts over here. So you can kind of play a court intrigue game. And that is useful because it gives you the Courts of Steam. What is the Courts of Steam, you might ask? The Courts of Steam is one of the other instant win conditions that are found on the Visions. So basically you can play the Courts game and try to get your hands on another cool effect on this card, and an instant win. So those are the actions. So Successful Geek, you are up first. As a refresher, you are playing the Oath of Conquest right now. So basically, at the end of people's turns, you're going to check if you roll the most sites, which you do roll the most of right now. So that's great. So you're definitely going to get at the end of your turn.
Okay.
But yeah, you have 6 focus, and you can do any of those actions. And I'm glad to clarify anything because I'm sure more questions will come up. But
Okay.
the easiest way to just start learning is just to jump in and play around.
Is there any benefit to the Chancellor getting the Darkest Secret?
Yes. So the first benefit is that, here, I'll pull this over onto center of the table. Also, for those of you who don't know, if you mouse over something and press Alt, that will bring up an enlarged view of the thing that you're mousing over. The Darkest Secret has 2 nice things that happen when you take it. So the first thing, when you take it, you get to mark a fashion. So these are the courts that I'm talking about over here. And basically that lets you either double the value of a court or completely negate it for the rest of the game. So you get to set some of the terms for how people play that game going forward. The second thing is that you get this really great power below, the power to banish. So the power to banish is when you play a card to your site, you can discard a card there first. So this is really important because sites have a capacity. So for example, this Standing Stones right here, the 2 in the corner is saying that this site can only hold 2 cards. So the Darkest Secret gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of being able to play cards to sites even when they're full. It also prevents other people from getting a potential instant win condition.
I think I'm going to go ahead and do that right now because that way I can increase the cost of it anyways. So I'll proclaim costs 1 focus.
Yep. So when you proclaim, you're always going to be burning up your secrets.
Mhm.
So this secret, you're actually going to have to get rid of. So as long as you're fine with that, that's what you're doing.
Yep.
All right, cool. So you just can just stick it back in the bag. So you get the Darkest Secret. Congratulations. And you are getting it at 1. Technically as an advisor, but I'll stick it right now, and you can put it wherever you want.
That's fine.
Cool. When you take the Darkest Secret, you can mark a royal fashion. Let us know what these nobles care about or really hate. So here's a token for you. You can set it either to the ×2 side or flip it to the X side. And this token is permanent. A little bit more about this since you're making a decision. Basically, the idea here is that when you're encountering and you're putting courtiers down over here, you're always putting down courtiers matching the suit that you're putting favor on. So if somebody encountered these longbows, they're like, all right, I want to go to the courts. They would take one of their warband pieces from their bag and they would put it here on the matching suit.
Okay.
So like basically you can kind of take a look at the map and go like, okay, there's order here, there's arcane here, there's nomad here, and so that can give you a little bit of guidance in terms of ×2ing or Xing something.
Okay. I'll go ahead and go with ×2 joust.
Great.
And when do we flip up advisors, or when do we use advisors?
Yep. So any face down advisors you have, you can flip face up anytime on your turn. Technically anytime during your venture phase, which is the phase that you're in right now. It doesn't cost you any focus. And yeah, so you could do that right now if you wanted to. The only thing is that I'm actually just going to take a look at your card here for a second. Cool.
Fine.
Yep. You could totally do that right now if you wanted.
Because I'm thinking that it'll benefit me because, yeah, I'll just go ahead and flip it and we'll figure it out.
Sure. Totally.
Because now,
yep.
now if I spend the money on this, it'll have 2 matching, right? Or no?
Yep. So now that you've played this card, you have a matching advisor. However, if you take a look at your encounter, you'll see to get favor, you're placing a secret on the card.
Okay.
To get another secret, you're placing 2 favor on the card, and so on. So as long as you are fine with getting a secret, that is what you can do on that card if you're encountering it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Great. All right, so take another secret. Cool, so that cost you 1 more focus. And you still have plenty of focus left.
Okay, and now think I'll search.
Cool. So whenever you search, you can either search from your region's discard pile, or you can search from the main deck, which, let me move this over a little bit so it's not. Or you can search from the main deck right here. Right now, the focus costs on those are the same. So you'll see here there's a little magnifying glass with a 2. That's just saying that's a 2 focus cost. And over here, the track by the deck is also saying 2. So right now it just costs 2. As people draw more visions from this deck, basically the cost is going to increase from drawing from the deck. So would you like to draw from the deck or from your discard pile?
I'll go ahead and draw from the deck for now.
Great. So when you're drawing from the deck, just draw one at a time. So mouse over and hit 1. 1 is just an easier way. Yep. And then you're going to draw that vision, and then you're going to stop. So whenever you draw a vision from the deck, yep,
sorry.
That's fine. Just try not to look at those, and try to put them back in the... Here, actually, look away. I can actually solve this problem myself.
There.
Close your eyes.
Blindfold ability.
Don't. If you hit 1...
we'll stick an asterisk next to 65 here, right? Because he has a preview of every card.
Yeah, basically if you hit 1 twice really fast, it draws 11 cards.
Oh.
So cool. So you can start looking again.
Okay.
So now that you've drawn a vision, let me explain more about what the visions in the deck are. So 4 of the visions in the deck are called true visions. So these are the instant win conditions. One of them is ruling the most sites. One of them is having the darkest secret, which you just grabbed. One of them is having the court's esteem, which comes from the court game over here. And then one of them is having the most popular support. And what that means is all of these favor supplies right here by you that favor's coming out of, basically, at any given point in time in the game, somebody's going to own these supplies. Right now, you have popular support equal to all of the favor in these supplies. So you're a very, very popular guy. The people love you right now. And so one of those instant win conditions is basically to have the most popular support, which you have in spades right now. The final vision in this deck, though, is a false vision, and it's called the Conspiracy. The Conspiracy is a card that anybody can play. So the Chancellor can't play visions, but the Chancellor can play the Conspiracy. And the Conspiracy basically lets you steal the darkest secret away from people and do shenanigans in the courts. So one of these visions out there is actually a trick. So you can select one of those cards and you can play it. Whenever you play a card, you can either play it to your site or to your advisors. I will let you know right now that the card that you have, you can play to either of those. Some cards are restricted, like, for example, this Mercenaries has a little symbol on there that says it could only be played to your advisors, but the card that you have can be played either to your advisors or your site.
Okay.
And
do I get any benefits to playing cards? Oh, actually, I can't play it out here because I can only play one. It only allows one card, but I have the darkest
normally
secret.
That would be true, but you have the darkest secret. So because you have the darkest secret, you get the nice bonus that if you want to get rid of this card, you can totally discard it.
Now, should I like it because I have the extra in Joust?
If you care about staving off the other players from going toward that instant win condition, then yeah, you like that card, definitely. So whenever you play a card to your advisors, you can play either face up or face down. So like before you had that card that was face down, you can basically keep a card in holding until you want to play it. There are a few reasons you might want to do that. It might be because it has an effect that's just really good that you want to like surprise people with. It might be in a case like this where your site is full and you want to move to another site. So you can basically defer the rest of your search by putting a card face down in your advisors. And regardless of what your vision actually is, you can also hold those in your advisors. You can't play them. They don't provide instant win conditions. But as the Chancellor, you can hold it face down in your advisors if you desire.
Okay. I'll go and hold that face down on my advisors.
Cool. All right,
Actually,
and
no
so
one
you'll take the other card, flip it face down, and discard it. Awesome. So you have 2 more focus.
Okay, and then Now, I can't really campaign because he's just got a pawn here, right?
Well, you can campaign against the pawn, but there's not really very much point in doing so.
Okay.
Basically, you could, if you campaign against the pawn, you could force him to go somewhere else. Be like, get out of here. But that's about it right now.
Okay. I don't really know what else I can do with what I have right now.
So right now, you could either search again from the discard pile, or you could travel to a new site.
And also
because a vision was drawn, it costs 3 to draw from the deck, but it always costs 2 focus to draw from discard piles.
Okay. So I might as well just go ahead and search then to use up my focus.
Yep, go for it. So you can take 3 cards from here. And so basically these 2 cards will help you in campaigns when you're facing certain suits.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and try keeping this one and see what happens.
Great. All right, so discard the other 2 and your turn is done.
Oops.
All right, so we are on to OK Jake.
Okay.
So
well, does he need to do like a rest or something?
Oh yeah, so when you rest, you're going to push your focus back up. So right now, a handy thing about TTS is if you mouse over your bag, it will tell you how many warbands you have left. And so you're going to refresh your focus to this space. So this is saying that you have between 11 and 17 warbands left in your supply. So your focus is just going to go back up there.
Okay.
Then any favor on cards gets put back into the supplies of matching suit. So because this is on order, it's going to go back into order here. And then any secrets that got played out. So for example, if there was a secret out here that you played, it would come back to you. So secrets always boomerang back.
Okay.
At the end of your turn, you do indeed rule the most sites, so you are the Oathkeeper. And the advantage of being the Oathkeeper is that on any campaigns, it's a little bit harder for people to go against you, and you are better at campaigns against other people by just a small margin. And once we hit a campaign, I'll explain a little bit more about that. But just know that you are a little bit more advantaged. Yes.
So the Chancellor cannot win with the Oathkeeper, but can be the Oathkeeper.
Correct. And so the idea here is that the Oathkeeper confers a little bonus. And the Chancellor having the Oathkeeper token means that these rolls actually happen. So like once we've played a few rounds, the Chancellor having the Oathkeeper is going to be essential for basically allowing the Chancellor to win during these points in the game. So.
Okay. So is it my turn then?
It is your turn.
Okay. How much does it cost? 3 focus to draw from the main deck.
Yep.
I have 6. Yeah, I would like to do that. 1, 2, 3, and I get 3 cards.
Yep, and so you'll want to draw those one at a time in case you hit a vision. So just hit 1, and then 1. Yep.
Very cool.
Cool.
Let me read these.
Visions are coming up fast.
Yep. Yeah, basically, there are 2 shuffled into the first 12 cards.
I have seen a vision.
And then there are 3 shuffled into the next set of 15 cards total.
It's so cool to see the development that's just happened since we were doing our kind of gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like the changes that have happened, like the stuff that I can notice that are significantly different. Like it's really cool.
I'm glad. Yeah, we're happy with how it's shaping up.
I can feel it coming together, and it already felt finished.
Well, Cole is not satisfied with just an
Is he
okay
ever
or good game.
satisfied?
Yeah, it's hard to satisfy Cole. he's got very high standards, which is great. It means it's a good game.
Okay, I think I'll keep the vision,
Okay, great.
and then the others discard down here.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know if I can do it, but I will hold vision.
Great.
Yes.
And to clarify, I know that you read the card, but to clarify, now that people are reading visions, visions don't let you win until 3 visions have been drawn from the deck. So
Right.
it's not like oh, I got a vision turn 1, I flip it, great, I win. Yeah, the deck has to be exhausted a certain amount before they can be turned on.
Yeah. Okay, and then I've got one favor. So if I did, hypothetically, if I did want to campaign,
Sure.
chance.
Yep. So the idea here is that whenever you campaign, you select basically one defender at that site. The only defender you could select right now is the Chancellor. Then the way that it works is you compare the number of warbands that you have, which is 3,
Yeah.
to the number of warbands that you're fighting, which in this case would be 1.
1. Okay, so I would be at a 3 to
So you
1.
would set your military advantage right here to 3 to 1.
Yeah.
And then if you were just going after that one site, you'd be rolling 1 die. So let me pull over a die to show you.
Oh, because there's one site.
Yep. So basically, I'm just going to show you an example here. So you would have 3 to the Chancellor's 1, 3 to 1, roll 1 die.
But then I get my Oathkeeper bonus, or or is that only where I'm at?
You would get your Oathkeeper bonus. So basically, this die rolled a ×2. So a ×2 basically means if you rolled any actual numbers on other dice, so if you're rolling multiple dice, that would multiply whatever the result was. But because you rolled a ×2, it's a 0. It's 0 times 2 is 0.
Okay.
So
if his token, I'm in the red.
Yep. So basically, you're just 1 away from being victorious, and the way that you get to victorious is just by killing one of your warbands. So, like, basically, you commit your warbands to the fight. You would commit 1, and you would win it. So that's the idea behind a campaign. You're comparing warbands, then rolling dice based on how much stuff you want to take. Now, over the course of the game, as you get more warbands and people get more sites, you can actually fight against people in other sites where they rule. Right now, obviously, I wouldn't recommend that because you only have 3 warbands. But if you got a larger force, you can actually fight against multiple sites at the same time by rolling multiple dice.
Okay, I think I want to first spend 1 focus encounter by placing a favor on this card at my site. Is that right?
Sure. What would you like? The warbands?
Yeah, and I would get 2 warbands.
Yep.
So does he come back to my cohort, or does he go in the bag?
Oh, that was just an example.
Oh, okay.
But in this case, he would come back to your cohort. You basically lose half your force rounded down. So if you just lost 1, he would come back to you.
Got it.
And then I would like to spend my last 2 campaign Chancellor here at the stand.
Great.
Okay.
So you're starting at 3 to 1 because you definitely have more than that.
Yeah.
The Chancellor is the Oathkeeper, so it ticks it down 1, and then you're going to roll 1 die. -2. So unfortunately, you did hit the worst roll that you could, but it's good that you mustered more warbands up. Now, whenever you campaign, you do not have to commit your warbands. You can retreat if you don't like that result. You will still spend your focus, but you don't kill any of your warbands. So it is optional. It's going to take 3.
3 guys.
So it's costly, but it's your choice.
Yeah, why not? I'll do it. I'll spend 3.
Cool. So Chancellor, this warband that got kicked off, you can either put that back in your cohort, or you can put it at any site that you currently rule. So you can stick it here in the narrow pass or down here in the map.
And I put a guy here.
Yep, you can put any number of guys on that site.
I'll just do 1.
Cool. Great. Because you took over this site, you now rule it. The benefit of this site is that it gives you an arcane advisor. So basically, this is an advisor that doesn't take up a slot. And so this is really great for the encounter action because it lets you get more favor in secrets, as if you had another arcane advisor. The other thing that it does is whenever you play an advisor, you check to see whether you have more advisors of that suit than whoever holds the supply, the popular support supply. So like right now, the Chancellor holds all of them. You just got your hands on an arcane advisor. So the people of the arcane actually are like respecting you now. So you take the suit supply. So this is contributing toward your popular support, which is important for the instant win condition. And as we play through the game, if the Chancellor starts making citizenship offers, popular support becomes very important for you because it will make it harder for you to get kicked out by the Chancellor if they ever.
I can't utilize this favor. It counts.
Correct. So this favor is representing your popular support. You can't spend directly from that supply.
Okay.
Awesome. So that is your turn, I believe. So you refresh your focus back up, and sorry, wait. Sorry, this favor was on the card, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So any favor on cards goes back to their suit supplies. Okay. So this is going to go back to Arcane.
Yep.
Cool. So you do not roll the most sight, so you do not take the Oathkeeper token. And we move on to Nat's turn.
Okay. I have a question about. So I see there are effects on some of these cards.
Yep. So the
When do
idea
these
here.
come into play?
Yes. So the idea here is that there are a couple classes of effects. So one class of effect that's really common is the minor action. So this is a minor action, for example. Minor actions don't cost any focus to do, so they're just like a normal action, but they don't cost any focus. And so what this is saying is that you're putting a secret on the card to get this effect. You can use card effects whenever you're at the site with your pawn. So for example, because you're at the site down here, you can use the card effect on elders. Also, you can use effects on cards wherever you rule. So for example, the Chancellor currently rules both of these sites. So the Chancellor can use card effects at these sites. So as you start taking over sites, even if you move your pawn away, you still have access to those card effects. And you always have access to your effects and your advisors.
Okay, and this effect here, how does this one work?
Yep. So basically what this is saying is that, so right now, a funny thing about battle plans, you can only use a battle plan when you rule a site. So you can't just walk in here and use it. Battle plans are specifically, you have access to them when you rule them. So all this is saying is that if, in this case, if the Chancellor is fighting somebody who rules a nomad, +2 advantage up here. So like, for example, if you ruled this site over here, so I'm just gonna make a little example here. So if you ruled this site, you would rule a nomad, and the Chancellor would be advantaged against you. So it would push this.
To that location or anywhere that I rule?
Anywhere. Basically, whether it's in your advisors or at any site you rule, as long as you have a card of that suit, they're going to get an advantage.
I see.
Yep. So these battle plans, basically like controlling sites, it gives you lots of flexibility and lots of powers, but also sometimes it gives you these vulnerabilities. So like paying attention to like how battle plans interact with like the suits of cards at sites is an important aspect of campaigning going forward.
Right, I see. And then that's where the power of the darkest secret becomes even more powerful. I
Exactly. Yep, because you can just walk up to it and be like, "That's bad. I don't want that card to exist anymore."
All right, and to play a card to a site, do you have to rule it, or can you just be there?
Nope, you can just be there. Also, whenever you play a card to your site rather than to your advisors, you always get a favor for doing it. So playing to site is often quite good.
Okay. So then, for my first action, I will place a favor on. So it has to be the. So if I encounter, it has to be at the
Yep, the
somewhere
site where your
here.
pawn is.
Where,
Yep.
yeah. And that gives me
There-
2 warbands, right?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Okay, and to play a card in my advisors.
Yep, you can just flip that card over right now.
Okay, and I will.
Great. All right, so you have Rusting Ray. Ooh, yeah, that's a powerful one. Yep. So what this is saying is that by putting a secret on this card, you get to shift your military advantage 3 if you're facing somebody who rules an order card, which
And
the
I
Chancellor
shall
definitely
do
does right
just
now.
that.
He also has this. Would this count against the?
Can battle plans only be used in campaigns, or can they be used for defense also?
So yes, the Chancellor has these mercenaries over here. So this is a one-shot. Yeah, you can shift 3 regardless of whether you're attacking or defending. Yeah, generally battle plans, unless they
Okay.
say otherwise, can be used either on attack or on defense.
Right, I see. Um. Well, so for my next action, I will spend how much does it to draw from the deck?
Yep, so right now it costs 3. Whereas
Or
to
I
draw
could
from the
draw from
discard pile, it
here.
costs 2.
Okay, I will spend 2 to draw from that discard pile.
Okay, so you draw 3 cards.
Does the vision stop apply to the discard?
It does not. It only applies to the deck. Yep. And indeed, although it's really annoying to do in Tabletop Simulator Land, you always know the position of the visions once they go into the discard piles. So like you don't know where they are on the deck, but once they're out and about, you can always know exactly how far down the deck it is.
Like you're allowed to count.
Yep, you're allowed to count. Yep.
Okay, and to travel to a new region or a new card on your region.
Yep. So the
how much
idea here
focus
is that there are 3 regions on the board. We've got the Cradle, then we have the Provinces, and then we have the Hinterland. And then whenever you travel, the cost to travel is just shown on this bar in the region that you're in. So, for example, for you, Nat, the cost to move to another site within the Hinterland costs 3 focus. To move to any site in the provinces, which is 1 region up, costs 2 focus, and then to travel to either site up in the Cradle costs 4 focus.
Okay, so it would cost, for example, 2 focus to go to the provinces here, right?
Yep, to
And
any
it
of
can be
these
any
sites.
card?
Yep. And then if you go to a face-down card, you would flip it up.
And with the narrow path, the travel thing is he has to travel to this one. He can't just.
Yep, exactly.
directly to
So
it, that's
if you're
cool.
basically traveling up to the Cradle from a different region, you have to go to the narrow pass first because it's a narrow pass.
Okay. Well, I think I am going to spend two focus.
So you still have cards in your search action is not yet complete, so you'll need to pick one of those cards and discard the others.
Right, okay, and I can play that.
Yep,
to
you can
my
play
advisors?
it face down or face up to your advisors, or you can play it to your site. Playing to your site will get you a favor. Playing to your advisors will always give you access, and if you have the most of a particular suit, you will also get the suit supply matching it.
Okay, I'm going to play this face down for now to my
Okay.
advisors.
Great. So flip over the other 2 and discard them up here to the Cradle.
Okay, and then I'll spend that 2 focus to campaign it in my current region.
Okay, great.
Even knowing what the current outcome is, I'm still going to do it.
Sure. Well, the Chancellor may or may not use those mercenaries. You know, it remains to be seen. Cool.
Oh, and I am using this.
Great. So here's how this works. So you have 5 to the Chancellor's 2. So you are starting at 2 to 1. You are fighting in the mountain. It's hard to fight, so that shifts it down once. And you are fighting the Chancellor, who is the Oathkeeper, shifts it down again. However, you've used the rusting right, so blah 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 pushes it back up here. So Chancellor, would you like to use your mercenaries?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the mercenaries.
All right, so discard that, and this gets pushed down 3.
That discards right here, right?
Yes, it does. All right, so
Or does
roll
that go?
1 die.
Does that go on the top or the bottom?
Top.
Okay.
Yep. So give 1 die, good old roll, and then R is roll in case. All right, 0. So to win this campaign, you need to kill 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'll do that.
Great. So one of these Chancellor Warbands dies. The other one will either go back to your cohort or up here to the narrow pass, your choice, Chancellor.
I'll go ahead and put it in my cohort.
Great. And then Nat, you can put down any number of your warbands on that site. Cool.
There we go. 2 warbands.
Awesome.
Is the size of our cohort limited?
Yes, you can hold up to 3 cards.
No, I mean, sorry, I mean the warbands in our.
Oh, sorry, cohort. No, that's unlimited.
Okay.
All right, and I have 1 focus left, but I guess there's nothing I can really do with it.
Yeah, because there are no more cards at your site, you're kind of stuck. Now that you rule that site, there's really not a super compelling reason to keep this card face down in your advisors. Because when you play it to your site, even if you move away, you'll still have access to it in the future, as long as you rule that site.
So I need to rule that sort of green faction in order to use the card.
No, so basically the way that it works is you can use card effects where your pawn is. You can use card effects in your advisors. But also, if you move away, for example, because you rule this site, you can still use this card effect. So everywhere you rule, you still have access to those card effects.
Okay.
So when you flip this face up, you don't have to play it to your advisors. You can play it to your site. You're basically just finishing your search action that you deferred earlier. So if you wanted to, you could play the tents to your site, and that would actually give you a favor from the nomads, because you get a favor whenever you play the site.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. So that gives you a favor. I'll grab it for you. And now that you have a favor, if you wanted to, there is one thing that you can do, which is actually there's 2. You could either use tents right here, or you could get more warbands on it. So you do have something that you can do now if you want to.
Right, I see. Okay. Is there any sort of value to holding warbands on your player board?
So if somebody comes over here and fights you, they will be adding, you will be adding any warbands that are on your board. Basically, you can consider any warbands in your cohort where your pawn is just to be there, essentially. So it will be
I
adding.
always like
to
to imagine them as like traveling with your king or ruler.
Exactly, they are traveling along with your pawn.
Right, I see. A question about this rusting ray here.
Yes.
I know it requires a secret to play, but you can't play that action out of turn if you are defending.
Can. Yep. So at the end of your turn, basically what's going to happen is the secret's going to come back to your board, and then if somebody attacks you, so like if the Chancellor came over and attacked you, you could use it out of turn. And then, however, it wouldn't be available during your next turn. So when it got back around to you, it wouldn't have cleaned up yet. So.
Okay, I think I'm going to use 1 focus to get 2 warbands.
Great.
So
all right, so that would go right here.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. I got it.
Control of my tabletop simulator. And then I get 2 warbands.
Great. All right, so that is the end of your turn. You have 10 warbands, so it goes all the way back up. These favor go back to the nomads, and your secret comes back to you, and that's your turn.
So do I have the nomads' favor at this point?
No, because that's the advantage of playing into your advisors. So basically, if you have most advisors of a particular suit, that's when you're taking the favor supplies. So because you play to a site, you do get the favor from them, which let you do all that nice stuff, but it does not get you that supply.
Right.
It's not
Okay.
an advisor.
And the triangle suit doesn't switch hands because we're tied at one.
Correct. Yep. If there's ever a tie, it just stays with whoever currently has it.
Okay.
All right. So we're on Jaffa.
Okay, so sorry. The encounter action. So if I wanted to place a courtier, it would if I'm here, I would be paying one favor to place one guy up into the courts.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that would come from your bag. You don't need to take from your cohort.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to pay.
Cool. Going into the jousts. All right, so you now have the most courtiers up there, so you take the Courts of Steam. The Courts of Steam is really handy because in addition to it being part of an instant win condition, it also lets you at the beginning of your turn move favor around in supplies. This is often helpful because if a supply goes dry and you're like, oh, I really need to get more favor from that supply, you can very easily fix that problem. You can also make life harder for other people in many ways using that power.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to search the deck for the next action.
Okay, so that's going to cost 3.
So which action was it that let you put one in the royal fashion?
Encounter. It's just the last bit on encounter. You can place favor to stick a courtier.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yep.
You would have put the favor right on the longbows, right?
Yes, and that favor goes on the lines.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to place this guy face down in my advisors.
Cool. Yep, remember to flip them over.
These get discarded where?
To here. Yep, they always get discarded out from wherever your pawn is. All right, and you have 2 more focus.
So it would cost me 2 focus to move to this region here and flip it over?
Nope, only 1. So when you're in the cradle, it only costs 1 to move to another site within the cradle. It costs 2 to move down to the provinces or 4 down to the hinterland.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Great. All right, so you have found the hidden place. This is a really neat site. Basically, the idea behind this site is that from now on, if anybody wants to travel here, they're going to have to put a secret on a card. So they need to find the hidden lore that unlocks the path to this site. The other thing is that if people want to campaign here, they're going to have to do the same. They're going to have to place a secret. So it is a nice little way.
Is there a hotkey to look at my face down cards here?
Yeah, so if you do Alt Shift, that will do it.
Okay. What can I do with the last focus? Anything?
You can place a card at your site and then encounter on it. So, for example, this card right here, you could put down, and that would get you a favor, and then you could encounter on it to get some warbands is one option.
Okay, I think I'll do that. So I'll put that card here.
Yep. You can also encounter on it by placing a secret on it to get favor. So those are your options with 1 focus left.
I have not seen this artwork before. That is awesome.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I took the card.
Yep. Yeah, that is not the this art is not the card art for this specific card, but it is great art. It's
I
just
don't
a
care.
copy
Don't
from a
spoil my
different card.
dreams.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yes,
So
every card at launch will have a unique art piece. All 200, whatever of them.
Wow.
So sorry, what's my option here? I can spend a focus and then do what to that card?
Yep. So whenever you play a card to your site, you always get a favor. So there's your favor. And then you can do one of two things. You can either place a secret on it to get a favor, or you could put a favor on it to get a warband. Or you could even go over here into the courts and put another one in the courts. So you have many, many encounter options.
Okay, I think I'm going to. So I spend the favor and I can put another one from the bag into the court.
Sorry, you broke up there for a second. Could you say that one more time?
Yeah, sorry. I can spend a favor and then I can put another guy from the bag onto the green court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'll do that.
Great.
And the favor goes where?
On the card. Yep. Basically, whenever you're encountering, you're always putting the stuff onto a card at your site. All right, and that is your turn. So we are back to the Chancellor. So now that we're back to the Chancellor, I'm going to explain a little bit more about citizenship. So, Chancellor, you may notice that these feisty exiles are starting to chip away at your position.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever want to get some support, you can offer citizenship. And what that means is they would basically flip over their player board to its purple side, and all of their warbands in their cohort and on the map here would turn purple. So you would sort of have a shared position in that way. And you would gain a special power. So basically, during this offer, you can invest in that person, one of these offices. So you can be like, I'm going to make you the Grand Marshal. I'm going to invest in you the office of the Grand Marshal, or the tax collector, or the spy master. And so you are sweetening the deal by giving them a power, but whatever you reveal underneath, you get that power yourself. So you're powering them up, you're powering yourself up, and you're creating a shared, a more shared position on the map. Now, if you do that, you do open up a different front. So, if you have citizens in your Commonwealth, there's a potential for one of them to succeed you. So if you would win, if somebody fulfills the succession condition right here, which in this case is holding the Court's Esteem, the thing that Red holds right now, if you would win and one of your citizens holds that, they would win instead. So you're basically saying, all right, I'm going to create a stronger position with another player. Generally, people who are lagging behind will be more apt to take your offers. And you're reducing the things that they could possibly win on to just that. But that is still a way that they can win ahead of you. So at any time during your turn, you can make an offer of citizenship to anybody. If you had any favor, you could offer it. You can offer your secrets. So yes, just know that is something that you can do on any of your turns.
Okay.
Sorry, this favor that I put on the card, does it go to the Nomad's Bank at the end of my turn?
Yes.
And this one goes to order.
Yep, order.
Okay. Trying to see if there's anyone that could possibly use citizenship. Anyone interested in citizenship?
Not yet.
Not at this point in the game.
No problem. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... Oh, so the other thing is when their pieces become purple, does that mean my bag goes lower because I'm giving them purple pieces so I don't get as many actions?
However, their focus is going to be tied to yours. So basically, whenever you get any citizens, whenever they refresh their focus, they'll set their marker where yours is. So you're kind of sharing the burden a little bit.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so I think I'm going to spend 2 focus to travel
Okay,
down to here.
great. The Charming Valley. Charming Valley is funny. It's got a lot of capacity, a lot of cards, but it's a little harder to move out.
Yeah.
Costs +1 focus to move out. It's very charming.
Okay. Next thing I will do will be, that cost 2 focus to do that.
Yep.
Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search. Which costs 2 more.
Okay.
Draw from here.
I probably missed it. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What's popularity referring to?
So popularity or popular support is just all the favor that you have in the banks that you hold currently. So like right now, the Chancellor holds all of these banks, and so his popular support is massive, massive. I'm not even going to count it because it doesn't matter. Whenever you play an advisor, if you have more of that suit than the person who holds the supply, you take it. So
Gotcha. Thank you.
any favor in those are your popular support.
Okay. So I will go ahead and put this. Actually, I'm just going to put it out.
Okay. So this card has the symbol showing that it has to go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it has to be. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's fine. I'll just put it there. And then discard these 2.
Backing up those battle plans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Really.
Okay.
And I will clarify, you can only flip these up during your turn. So if somebody else attacks you later and you have this face down, you can't just say,
so
I flip it up. Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and have that flipped up then.
Cool.
Then I will go ahead and put this one out there, though.
Great.
That's why you did that.
Yeah.
Cool. So you get a favor from Discord for doing that.
Okay.
Yep. Whenever you play card to site, you always get a favor.
And then how do I put people from my cohort onto the spot?
By campaigning against that site. Right now,
Okay.
you only have 1 focus left, though.
Got it.
So, however, thankfully, at the end of your turn, you're still going to have the Oathkeeper because you are still tied and you have the Oathkeeper. So, you're going to hold on to it.
Okay.
So, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I just had a question about what counts as sort of being a part of that faction.
In terms of this battle plan right here.
Yeah.
Yep. So for example, this is saying ±4 versus arcane cards, and so what that means is, for example, so first of all, for the Chancellor to use this, he would have to rule this site. So I said before, battle plans are a little special in that you have to either have them in your advisors or rule it to use it. But what this is saying is that if the Chancellor fought yellow, even if yellow was over here, so let's say the Chancellor moved over here and was like, all right, I'm going to fight yellow. Because yellow rules an arcade card, the Chancellor could use that effect. Right. So it can be anywhere. It can be in their advisors. It can be at any site they rule. You do not have to target that specific site or anything specific. They just have to have it in their holdings, basically.
And I see. And you belong to that faction if you control a region with that faction?
Are you asking about the popular support stuff?
I mean, as part of because
Oh, sure. Yeah. You have any number of warbands there. So right now, because yellow has warbands there, yellow rules this site.
And I don't rule this site until I put warbands on this area. Does my
Correct.
pawn not count?
Your pawn does not count. Yep.
Got it. Okay.
You're walking around with your armies, but you haven't actually set up patrols and taken command.
one more general rules question.
Mhm.
If I need the least of something, does that count if I'm tied with someone else for the least?
Nope. You must have the least.
Cool.
Same goes with most. Yep. There used to be tiebreakers in this game. We have taken them out. We're seeing how.
And there, as far as the royal fashion goes, or
Yep.
over here, me putting stuff in there is just to prevent people from getting the Courts of Steam.
Correct. The Courts of Steam does have an ability on it, which it lets you move favor around in supplies, and it also prevents people getting the instant win. Relevant for you also is that if you ever bring in citizens, their succession condition, the condition on which they win instead of you, is holding the Courts of Steam.
Okay.
So getting a little bit into the courts probably isn't a bad idea as a sort of future proofing.
Okay. And so I'll go ahead and spin this here.
Cool. So you stick one from your, and it comes from your supply.
Oh, that's right.
Here,
Yeah.
so don't need to waste people from your cohort. And that goes on parties. So the Chancellor is going to the parties. All right, and that is your turn, I believe. Have any minor actions that you could do. So that is that. So refresh back up. Oh, little internet weirdness there.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
What does this little ×2 here do?
So that ×2 means that any courtiers in there count twice. So like right now, red has 3 in total to the Chancellor's 1. And you add more of these tokens by taking the Darkest Secret. So whenever you take the Darkest Secret, you can proclaim that something is worth double, or you can exit out for the rest of the game. So, all right. So the Chancellor is all done, and we are moving on to OK Jake.
Alrighty. Let me see. I would like to favor. I think I would like to search. So I would spend 2 focus to draw
from the discard pile.
Yep. So 3 cards. Let's see.
One quick question on the opportunist card. Does that mean it can only be face up in a environment or whatever, or location? Since it's got the tree?
Yep. The tree is just saying, yep, you can only play it to site.
Okay. So it would never be face up in your advisors, basically.
Correct. Yep.
Cool.
So you play deputies, so you get a favor from order.
So that means, so right now I roll this card.
Yep.
And so if I had warbands at another site where someone's pawn was, is that what that's referring to?
Yep.
Okay. I can
Basically,
attack.
basically it just lets you attack people at other sites is the idea, using the warbands there.
Okay, so I got to focus from those guys. These. Those 2. Let me see. I will spend to encounter and in place of to gain 1. So I can put a focus here or a favor here and gain 2 more.
Exactly.
There you go. And now if I left this site, could I leave some of my war?
Absolutely. Yep. basically, anytime during your turn, you can drop off any warbands at a site if you already rule it.
Okay, so that, like whatever's on your player board is kind of fluid. It can be here.
Yeah, as long as you already rule it. Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon I would travel then, and so what's it take? 2.
Yep.
To travel down here. 2.
All right, so you found the Shrouded Wood. The idea behind this site is that first part, Maspin always costs exactly 2 focus. So, like for example, if it were down in Netherlands, it would definitely change the cost quite a bit. And then the second part of it is if somebody rules it, if somebody else is moving away from there, then the ruler always chooses the destination. So the ruler is guiding them where they want.
Okay, let me think. I don't have enough to campaign against claim as well, but I don't have enough secrets. Travel. I could encounter. I could do secrets for favor. I can muster in favor. Okay, so then I will spend my last focus. A secret. No, I can't. I don't have any cards.
Yeah, but you could have done that before you moved away, so you could have just done it here with your deputies, and that would have been fine.
Right, because I hadn't played anything to that card.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
So you take a favor from order.
Here is square. Okie doke. I think that's it. So rest, move, favor back to triangles. The secret comes back to me. And fresh to get 10. Okay, I think that's it. I think it's you now.
Yes, it's me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, to begin with, I'm going to spend 1 focus to encounter over here, and that will get me 1 favor from the, what are they called? Nomads?
2 favor.
2 favor because there's 2 matching,
Is it
right?
2 favors?
Well, it's just 1 secret.
Per matching 1 plus 1 per matching advisor.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
my
you'd have to be
internet was being really finicky there for another second, but I'm back.
No problem.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I did that right then. I placed the secret here, and I don't have any matching orders.
Yep, so you take one favor for that. Yep, the more advisors you have, the more favor you take, but because you didn't have any, you just take 1.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to spend this favor over here, so I can.
Oh, I should have played those tokens the other way around.
So I can move down here.
Yep.
Spin.
All right, you have found the wastes. So the site has 2 capacity, and if you rule it, you get another Discord advisor. So as before, that helps you take supplies, and it helps you encounter better. Having more advisors is great for econ.
Cool. All right, and then I will search by spending 2 focus.
Okay.
3 cards.
And remember that
So-
regardless of the card, whenever you play a card to site, you get a favor.
Yeah. So I have a question about a symbol on one of these cards that I found. So it's a
Yep.
faction with a crown on top.
Yep, so that just means rule. So basically this is saying for each of those you roll, you get that bonus. And that could be at sites or in your advisors.
Right.
And it counts itself also.
Hmm. I'll play to the site.
Okay. All right, the Great
This
Levy.
here.
Yep, so this is the card that I was talking about before. Basically, it's ±1 military advantage for each Hearth card that you roll.
All right, and then I will campaign.
Well, I thought you paid 3 to move, and then 2 for.
Moving was free.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Use
forgot about that.
tents. Yep.
Cool.
So do I get a favor for placing this down?
You do. Yep. I'll get that for you. So you're
campaign down
campaigning against
here.
that site?
Yeah. Is it just? Do I just pop them down? I don't need to roll or anything.
You'll still need to roll. So basically, whenever you're campaigning against an empty site, they have a printed warband on them, so you would still
I
be
see.
fighting against it.
Right.
Now you could, if you want to make the odds better, you could play this in your advisors, and that would basically ensure that you would win that fight. Right now, you have basically there's one die face that will lose you this fight.
Right. So, but if I then encounter before I do that, I can get 2 more warbands.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. You can also do that.
So
Yep.
I'd have 4 versus that 1.
Yep. So if you want to take that site, just roll a die. Cool. So you're going to kill 1, and then you can put the rest on the site, or any number you would like on the site.
I will put 2 on the site.
Great. All right. So that is your turn. You do indeed rule the most sites. So you take the Oathkeeper token, which gives you ±1 on all campaigns.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
And you refresh all the way back up, and that is your turn. Also,
right.
because you now rule the site, you have the most beast advisors. So you take the beast supply.
That's the wrong symbol.
No, it's Discord.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I definitely misread that symbol. Discord. Much better for you. Much more stacked.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I guess
Yep.
it's my turn now. So over to you, Jaffa.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to search the deck.
And at this point, the exiles aren't just playing against me. Each of the exiles want to win too, right?
Correct. Only one person ever wins this game.
Okay.
So I have a question about the Great Levy. Because
Yes.
I rule this region, does that mean I get +1?
Exactly. Yep. So whenever you campaign or whenever anybody campaigns against you, as long as you're ruling this, you get that effect.
So that's a very powerful card.
Yep. And it will get more powerful if you get more suits, more Hearth suits under your rule.
Right.
So.
In that case, would it be alright if I just pop 1 more warband down there?
Yeah, it's essentially the same, because if anybody fights you there, your pawn is there already. Basically, you just consider anything that's in your cohort
Right.
where you are. It's important to mark the site where you are with at least 1 warband to show that you rule it, so that you don't have to campaign against it. But like otherwise, when your pawn is there, it's like fungible. You can just do what you want.
Okay, I'm going to play this card to my site here.
Okay. Slander. All right, so this is a battle plan where if you're victorious in a campaign, you can just instantly mark court fashion over here with an X. So you can just be like, nope, those courtiers don't matter anymore.
What is this secret with the minus?
But it does, yeah, but it does burn up a secret. So you'll have to get rid of one of your secrets to do that. But it is much less costly than the way that you do it otherwise, which is getting the darkest secret. So
there's a spelling mistake.
And I get 1 favor from Discord?
You do indeed. Oh yeah, Phasion token. There is a typo there.
So to put my war bounce down, I have to campaign?
You do indeed.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. So you're at a 3-1, and I presume that you only want to fight that site, and indeed, yep, there's your die. All right, so
Now,
kill one, and you got it.
If you're campaigning like this, can you still fight any unclaimed site as well?
Yes, that is very unwise for Jaffa to do right now because it would be basically impossible, but yes, you can.
Yeah, I was just curious if that was still in here.
Absolutely, yep.
So can I put? Do I have to burn one guy, or am I good?
Yep. So you rolled a -1, so you would have to kill one of your guys.
Sorry, just to clarify what Jesse said. You can campaign to an unclaimed region from any region?
So basically, campaigning is you declare a defender. So in this case, Jaffa's fighting basically like the bandits who are hanging around this site. And then just like when you're targeting any other player, you can campaign, basically send your lieutenants out to fight other sites of that same defender. So an empty site here, an empty site here, you could go against both, or even 3 if you wanted. Although that would be quite.
Imagine you're kind of spilling your forces across the land, so any place that doesn't have resistance, you can just kind of spread out to if you have the manpower.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I assumed you would have to campaign against your current location.
Well, you do. That is a requirement. You must campaign against your current site. But also, in addition to that, you can send people out and go against other targets of that defender.
Okay. Right, I see. Thanks.
So for my last focus, I can spend my favor and put 2 warbands in my court.
Let's see. Sorry, I cut out it a little bit again there.
So I can spend my last focus here, and then do an encounter, and then spend this favor and put 2 warbands in my court.
Yep, in your court right there, exactly. All right, and that is your turn. So we are back to the Chancellor.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to search from here. And I will go ahead and put this out right here.
Okay. So you take a favor from Discord, which I'll get you right now.
And then I'm going to spend that favor to do 1 encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it doesn't really matter, right?
They're both Discord, yep.
Yeah. So get 2 more warbands. And then I'm going to spend my last 2 focus to campaign. And I go after both of these spots.
Cool.
Oh,
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is plenty to get 3 to 1. You are going to be rolling 2 dice. And do you have any battle plans that you want to use?
Do I have to decide to use them before I roll?
Yep.
Worst case scenario, I would lose 2, right?
Worst case scenario is -4. So yeah, absolute worst case scenario is that you roll 2 -2s or a -2 and a -4. That is a very unlikely result. I would say probably you're going to lose 2.
Okay.
And now is when he does it.
Yep. Now.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I think I might just go ahead and spend my mercenaries to get the +3.
Sure. I mean, spending the mercenaries is basically just saying, I'm not going to lose anyone.
Yeah. Oh, crap. I discarded into the wrong pile. I need to move 2 of these over to here.
Sure.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Keep the order. I don't know if it matters or not, but...
Only a little bit.
Okay.
Cool. So you absolutely win that campaign, so you can put any of your warbands down on those sites.
Okay.
The reason it might matter is because if someone wanted to go hunting for your mercenaries, they would be able to remember the order at which you discarded them.
Yeah.
Or if you discarded a vision down or something like that. So it matters a little bit.
All right, and the Chancellor is going to be taking back the Oathkeeper token. A big
don't like it.
campaign.
I
All right. Jaffa. Or sorry, not Jaffa. Okay, Jake. Yep.
Yeah.
Wrong direction there.
Okay, that changes.
No one else is attacking blue, so I had to do something.
That changes some things.
And do I control the most Discord? Or no, it's only advisors?
Yep. For the popular support, that's just your advisors.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Well, I had a plan.
That's what I like to hear.
It involved in this place.
You can attack it still.
Yeah.
Or you could make a case before he ends his turn to become a citizen, if you feel like that's.
I feel pretty far behind in that one. No, I'll stay for now. Let's do
Okay.
Let's see. Let's do a search, I guess.
Okay.
2, and I'll take 3 from this card. Okay, I will play this card to my advisors.
Okay.
So if in the future when I search, I draw.
Yep. You get an extra card.
Nice.
Very good all-purpose card right there.
What's everybody's status here? Okay. I guess. I can move. I'll do a travel to. I could just come down here.
Yep. If you're worried about your econ, now that you have an arcane advisor,
Yeah.
this taming charm over here, because it's matching suit, can get you quite a bit of favor if you stick your secret on that. So
Yeah.
give
So
you
I
2
can
rather than 1.
I can play to these cards, favor and secrets to these cards, even though my con isn't.
Well, you can use their effects.
But
Any encounters are always where your pawn is.
okay, so I would have to move here and then.
Correct.
Okay.
Or you could draw again, hope you pull an arcane, and encounter at your site. There are a few options, but know though that because this is the shrouded wood and the Chancellor rules it, the Chancellor is going to be determining where you move to.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
I think that was my first good turn.
Yeah.
At least I think it was a good turn. I'm not sure. But...
Well, it's good on account of how much I hate it.
I just had to get Oathkeeper back away from blue.
Okay, I guess where would you send him?
Where would you send him, Chancellor?
That's a good question. I gotta figure that out.
You wouldn't send me where I want to go, so I will. I guess I'll search again.
Okay.
Oh, there's only 1 card there.
Yep.
How much
But you can search from the deck, and that you would be drawing 4 because of your Inquisition.
Cost an extra one.
It would cost 1 more.
I could help you out and send you here.
Okay. 1. Oh, and I get an extra one.
Yep, you get 4 cards. So this is a funny. You've got some funny ones.
What is that?
So this one is just saying we need to do an iconography pass here, but this is just saying the number of sites that have any beasts at them, which right now is 0. So I would not recommend that card.
Okay. accept them.
Yep, that one is also very funny.
Maybe I should. But if I wanted to do this, I would have to discard one of my cards, my advisors, because I'm.
That is correct. However, if you do that, it's going to be one advisor that you're going to care less about, and I will keep it there.
Can you be booted from citizenship?
Yes, and that depends upon their popular support. Basically, once a citizen comes in, here on the Chancellor board, it basically says if they're unpopular, it costs 3 favor. You're basically giving favor to the person to kick them out. So it goes from 3 favor all the way up to 6, depending upon how popular they are.
Okay. Yeah, let's try it.
All right.
I will play this card and get rid of.
The long lost heir has appeared.
Long lost heir.
Yep.
So take secret from the Chancellor, except their last. Right?
Yep. So they only have one. So you
As
cannot.
an exile. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying. So you cannot get that very last one.
Yeah. So as an exile, you also become a citizen. Take any available office and.
Yep. So the very first thing to do is flip over your board, replace any of your warbands with purple ones.
Right here. I'm coming in, whether you like it or not.
Apparently.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can put those back in your bag. And now, also the one on your cohort also turns purple. Now you get to pick an office. So take a look over here, and I'm just gonna unlock this bag for a
Let me
second.
discard these 3 cards down. Okay.
So I'm just pulling these off so that you can see what the Chancellor is getting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose any of these offices that you like. We have the Spy Master, which is draw 2 extra cards whenever you search. We have Tax Collector, which is whenever you're placing magic to get favor, you get double. So like if you put a secret down and got 2 favor, you get 4 instead. Grand Marshal is just ±2 in campaigns. Great. Chief Propagandist is +3 popular support. Just makes you really hard to kick out. Just really, really annoying. And then Stable Master, which lets you put a secret on here, and it just lets you travel without spending any focus. You just go, whoop, I'm here now.
Okay, so the succession is.
The succession is holding the Courts of Steam. That's right.
And I need the most guys over here in the.
Yep.
Fashions. Okay, which one?
What do you count as controlling or ruling, rather, if you're a citizen? Nothing?
So basically, during your turn, you have access to all of the sites that the Commonwealth rules. So like during OK Jake's turns now, you can just be like, all right, well, I can use card effects up here, over here, over here, and so on.
And he just made it way harder to get the Oathkeeper.
So the way that succession works is that if the Chancellor would win, as long as he has the Courts of Steam, which is a succession condition, he wins.
But what I'm saying is he makes it really hard for the exiles to win now because I've controlled 4 spots.
Makes it a lot harder to win through the Oathkeeper. Yep.
Oh, but they can still do the visions.
They can still do visions. Yep.
Which no one has any visions. The person who had the vision
What happened
became a
to the
citizen.
discarded vision?
Yeah, this vision's going to get discarded here in a second.
I think I want this one, the Tax Collector.
All right, so the Chancellor is going to get the +3 popular support one. Which
And unlike
the-
Root, where winning with those dominance cards, visions are way more accessible. Like I believe
Yep.
in the 3 games we played on our stream in an earlier version of this, every game was won with a vision. Now,
Wow.
it wasn't always close, but I mean it was they're totally viable.
Yep. And to reiterate, they do not replace your ability to win using the Oathkeeper. They are an additional way that you can win.
Cool.
Cool. So this vision is getting discarded. It's going to get discarded out here. All right.
So
and then you refresh. So you rest up and.
No, because doing that ends.
Yep, that ends your. I mean, if there was anything else you wanted to do, like you could have put that face down and waited until you were finished with anything else. But
can I flip this card?
yep, totally.
I'll just go ahead and
Awesome.
just so I have that advisor.
Cool. And you have the most beast cards in your advisors, so you also take the beast supply. So yeah, here's where popular support really kicks in for you, because the more of this that you have over here right now, the harder it is for the Chancellor to kick you out.
And question, how does my +3, does that just mean like it's easier for me to kick him out?
Nope. Basically the only thing that's gonna help you with right now, he chose wisely. The only thing that's gonna help you with right now is blocking exiles from winning on the popularity vision.
Okay, got it.
So it is pushing against that, but otherwise it's not doing a whole lot for you right now.
Okay.
So I refresh up to the second.
Yep.
Man, this turn was devastating for my game.
Does this mean that the Chancellor now gets the court's esteem because they have effectively 4?
No. Okay, Jake was the one who.
Yeah, he's yellow.
Yellow. Yep.
I mean, the Chancellor gets +3 popular support, right? And he's got 1 in.
Which is different
at the
from.
moment.
I think that's different.
Yeah, these are the courts. So the popular support is all of the favor over here.
Oh right, I see.
Yep. All right, we are over to Nat.
What's the benefit of having lots of popular support?
So there's a vision that's an instant win, where if you have more
Right,
popular
I see.
support, you can win in that way. There are some cards as well that key off popular support. It's like you can do really terrible, awful things to people who are less popular than you. We haven't seen a whole lot of them this game, but that's another thing that the keys on. But yes, there's an instant win that's if you have more, then you can win that way.
Okay. So if I search now, do I just draw 1 card because there's a vision on there?
Nope. So you only stop drawing when you hit a vision from the deck. If you draw from a discard, you're always drawing the full amount.
Okay. Alright, so I'll spend my first action to draw 3 cards.
Yep.
And now I shall read these cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like not getting a vision. At least the 3rd division hasn't been revealed yet, so I don't have too much to worry about just yet.
Yep. So none of the visions have really truly turned on yet.
Yeah.
Because one more needs to come out from the deck before they take effect.
I guess I'll take this one. Do I play it into my advisors?
Yep. If it's face down, it goes into your advisors. Once you flip it face up, it no longer takes up a slot and can come over to the other side of the board.
Alright, I'm gonna search again.
Okay.
What is the courtier?
Courtier is all these guys over here in the courts.
Ah, okay. Cool. So I'm gonna play this face up in my advisors.
Okay. Plowshares. All right. So you have the most hearth advisors. So you take the hearth bank.
Right, and then I will encounter and play a secret to this one here.
And that gets you 2 favor.
And me losing these really only comes into play with that 1 vision, right?
Using what?
Losing all the favor or whatever, the popular support, that only comes into play with the one vision, or is there anything else that?
That's the main thing. Yep,
Okay.
is that there's a vision that that's an instant win based on that stuff. Yep.
Oh, and it's total favor that's on those. So basically, I have
Exactly.
however many favor on these cards plus 3, and that's my total
Yep.
favor. Okay, got it. Or popular support. Sorry, not
I've
favor.
got one more. I'll spend 1 favor. I can play it on here as well, right?
No, it has to be on an empty card.
Okay. Oh, so I cannot actually
Yep.
do that then.
You could have played this to the site, but then you would have gotten less favor from encountering here. So, yeah, there are currently no other sites there that you can use. You can, however, use your tents to go somewhere first if you want.
Yeah. I think I will do that. So
Okay.
I'll play 1 here. And I shall move back over to here.
Mhm.
And then I'll play another favor. And I shall take 2 warbands.
Great. All right, that is your turn, Jaffa.
Well, if we could undo OK Jake's turn, I'd be in good shape.
I'm fine with it.
But
I approve.
yeah, for now you do.
I'll search the deck first.
Okay. There's the next vision on the top.
One too short. Come on.
Now you're getting some wacky cards. Wondering, yeah.
And does that mean
A lot of the cards.
it'll cost 3 focus just to draw that 1 card off the deck?
That is correct.
Wow.
It is a pricey commodity,
Yeah.
but you know for sure that you're getting a vision.
That's true.
So.
And it enables the other visions.
Yep, and it turns on the other visions.
Sorry, give me
So
a second.
even if you already have one that you like, you might even consider pulling.
Yeah.
The only people who really hate this right now probably are the Chancellor and the Citizen. Although the Citizen, it's funny. There's some funny politics games that can come out when you purposefully throw. It's like throwing meat to sharks. See what happens. So.
Yeah, I mean, if geeks' attention is kind of divided, not unhappy.
Yep. All right, so you're playing Family Business to your advisors, looks like. Cool. All right.
Yep. Now. Oh boy.
Can I ask, are the offices specific to these 5 sockets?
Nope, they are randomized, so it's a different matching every time.
How much focus will it cost me to move to this empty region here?
So that's going to cost you 4 if you're moving all the way down to the hinterlands.
So
that's pretty costly. Yep, this is an action tight game.
Yeah, it is.
I don't see many things I can do other than flip over this card right here.
Well, you can flip that. You can also search again. You can move down to somewhere in the provinces. You can encounter on a card at your site to get some favor.
That's true. I can search and then I can play 2 cards, right? As
Yep.
long as I play a site. Okay. I'll do
Exactly.
that.
Yep. One more.
This is so different than when I first looked at it during the campaign and stuff. It's really cool though. I like it.
It's evolved.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Yep. All of the core, philosophies and, game feel stuff is maintained throughout development, but we've interlocked a lot more of the systems and we've removed some extraneous elements. All right, the dilettante. Cool. So you get a favor from the arcane.
Thank you. And now I can play another card.
Yep, and you get to play a second card because you have a family business. And so the other one is going to have to go on your advisors because the site is now full. Cool. The threatening roar. You can just walk up to somebody and be like, yeah, that nice battle plan in your advisors, it's not there anymore.
Okay, I believe I'm done.
Okay. So next round, it's next turn, right?
I think so.
So I'm gonna move the turn marker up.
Yep, the round is over.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and search. I was gonna move and search, but now there's cards here, so
Happy days.
yes. That sounds fun. And that seems messed up.
Yep,
got
like I
two.
said, you're starting to find some silly cards now.
Is it possible to get rid of an advisor?
Yep. So whenever you're at your limit, if you want to play another advisor, you can discard one that you already have.
Okay, I'm just gonna pay one down to get a favor.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, and then these.
The Boiling Lake. This is a very funny card. Basically, if you travel there and you don't rule it, you just lose 2 warbands.
I like it.
Does that count against me as well
S-
as a citizen?
Yep, it's just. Oh, sorry. Okay, Jake. No, you do rule it. So.
Okay.
Yep.
The fascinating thing is, the cool thing about the game that we discovered after a couple playthroughs is just how thematic everything starts tying itself together.
Yeah.
But it takes getting into the rules to get there, which is interesting. Like, it's harder to teach than root, but it's easier to play in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep, it's more. You have to swallow more at once, but then it once it clicks together, it's really like we in the office play like hour games now.
I will spend my secret there and get 3 favor, right?
So you're putting secret there.
Yep.
Well, you
So
don't have any matching advisors, right?
Oh, it's advisors.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so I don't want to do that. At least not yet. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I want to gather some more favor. So I know I'm
Sure.
only gonna get 1, but
There you go.
okay. And then I will do another encounter and put 1 here in order to
Are you
Actually,
looking at warbands or courtiers?
I'm gonna do
2 if you want a
2
courtier.
for courtier.
The more people are in a court, costlier it gets.
So how does if I want to succeed him, I have to have the court's esteem,
Yep,
which is having the most people in these.
exactly. Yep.
But we share bands.
So
who
you
gets-
you still place your own color in the courts.
Okay.
And then I've only got 1 focus left. I don't think I can do anything because I'm out of favor and out of secrets.
Yep, appears to be the case. So that is your turn.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Jake.
So now the travel modifier here in the Shrouded Woods.
Yep. So you rule here, so you would get to choose.
I get to choose.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, in that case, I would spend 2 focus, move, back up to the Standing Stones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need some favor, so I would like to play. I would do an encounter.
Yep.
To spend a secret, gain favor.
Yep. And so you're getting 3 because you actually.
I have 1 here.
Yeah, you actually you're going to get 4 if there's actually 4 in the supply to take.
There's
only 3, but you'll take 3. Yep. But yes, if there was 4 in the supply, you would have taken 4. So now you're starting to see the if you stack advisors in a way that plays nicely with map cards, you can really juice your economy quite quickly.
Somebody took that. Okay.
Definitely wasn't me.
And so, if I do the courtier action, I have to do it 1 at a time.
Yes. Yep.
1 guy at a time.
Yep.
Okay.
So, for example, the place where you are, you could put 2 onto here to put 1 into the joust court.
Oh, it's total already in this box.
Yep.
Not meaning total.
Not the whole. Yeah, not the entire thing in that.
But the red one counts.
Yep.
In that.
Yep.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, I will still need to do that. I think. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend 1 focus or 2 favor going order card here.
Okay.
And that puts my dudes.
1 into the jousts.
Oops. Okay.
Cool.
Then let me see. So if I want to put another one, it's going to cost me 3.
So all encounters are on empty cards.
Yeah.
So all of the cards at your
I
site
have to
right
wait
now
for
have
another
something.
turn, but then it would cost me 3.
Yep.
I'll spend my last. What can I do with it?
Not a whole lot at this point. If there are any, let's see. Yeah, generally, if there's no more empty cards at your site and you're that low, there's not usually a lot that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, and it costs 2 to move away from here, so that looks to be your turn.
Yeah, I will just rest.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
take this secret back,
Mm-hmm.
and then these 2 favor go to.
Yep, they go to order, so I can handle that.
Thanks. Okay.
And then you're going to put your focus back up to the
Now,
3rd space, since there's so many purple warbands out everywhere.
we
Just
need
really,
to spend some of these, man.
just
We're running.
really everywhere.
That's good. I approve.
I'm just watching this.
All right, Nat.
Oh,
Okay.
Here to play tomorrow? You are playing tomorrow's?
Yep.
The elite game?
I don't know about elite game, the advanced game, which is more or less a rematch from the.
All right. I'm going to. So I've. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is spend 3 focus. Kind of messed up my last turn. I shouldn't have done what I did. To move here.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. And then I'll play my secret here.
Okay.
And get these 2 favors.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will search for 2.
Okay.
Well, it's very hard to gain secret.
Yep.
That's
You need
that's why I bought it
to
early.
Yep,
Yeah.
you need to purposefully build out a set of advisors that works well for generating secrets.
Yeah.
So like right now, the map is actually it's pretty even in terms of like, we've got some order out, we've got some discord out, we've got some nomad out. Really the only suit that's missing on the map right now is beast.
Yeah.
So as long as you're going somewhere that has a suit of card that you have in your advisors, you're pretty much set. But does require some planning sometimes.
I'm going to this is a tough choice.
Oh, wait.
I think I'm going to play this one here.
Okay.
So I'll
Cool.
get a favor for that.
Yep. There you go.
But I got.
Yeah, that was the card that I discarded. I'm like, I don't know if I want to discard that because that seems really powerful.
It does really help in a lot of situations where you're like, I don't want to, or I can't move away from here, but I would really like to get some more cards right now.
That's my turn.
Cool. Jaffa.
All right. One thing on my last turn, I don't think I did. I have to pay a focus to play the 2 cards, right?
You mean the favor cost right here? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I did that. So where
Okay.
would this favor be?
It would have gone on this card, and then it would have gone to the Hearth Supply.
Cool. Now my turns are extra limited. I guess let's take a look at that vision.
Yep, so just draw, and there's another
There's another
vision
vision. Oh my
right
God.
underneath it. There's another one. And so this moves to the final space, which means that all visions are active now. So if you play a vision, and if you have it revealed at the start of your turn and you have it fulfilled, then you win the game.
Okay.
And revealed visions do not take up an advisor slot either.
So I can discard one of my advisors to play this face down.
To play it face down, yep. Or you can play it face up immediately and it won't kill any of your advisors. Yes, tough
There's some
decisions.
mid-game sound
Now, also,
effects.
do the visions have to be up for a whole round, or they are all visions? Haha, I flip it up. Now I win.
Nope, it's at the start of your turn. You check whether you fulfilled it.
Got it.
And if you do, you win.
Wondering if there's like a naming mismatch on my.
Oh yeah. There's a typo on this card. It's fine.
Okay.
Yes, follow the symbol.
Okay, I'm gonna discard one of my advisors.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to waste my turn on my next turn, but there's not much I can do.
It'll cost me 1 focus to travel here.
That's correct.
And I guess I'll just put a secret on this to get 1 favor.
Okay. All right, that is your turn. Chancellor.
Okay.
So at the end of this round, if the Chancellor or Citizen holds the Oathkeeper token, you'll roll a die, and on a 6, game ends.
Okay.
In which case the Chancellor would win, or if the Citizen has fulfilled the succession condition, the Citizen would win.
So far he hasn't because he doesn't have the Court's Esteem.
Correct.
So just gotta see if I can end it. Come on, 6. Let's see here. I am going to
Coming
spend.
for that Court's Esteem.
I don't have enough focus to do anything.
Yep, you have commanding control over the map right now with lots and lots of warbands everywhere.
Yeah. And I can only campaign where I'm at, right?
Yep.
Or where my pawn is?
Yep.
Okay.
You do have deputies now, which
it's
lets
true.
you attack elsewhere without spending any focus.
Of course, I don't think it's really
Yep.
worth it right now. Yeah, I don't. Actually, so if I defeat him while he's got people in his cohort, am I killing off people in his cohort?
You would kill half. Yeah, so you just
Okay.
kill 1.
Yeah. Because it'd be 2-2, but I get my +1 for Oathkeeper and +2 because he rules nomads.
Yep.
But it costs me a favor to do that, and I don't have any favor just yet.
Yep. It would be 1 favor on the deputies.
There's no way for me to get more favor right now either. So I can't move. So it cost me 3, and then I couldn't search after that.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have any advisors up right now, so your econ is going to be a hard battle. Not having advisors is pretty rough.
Maybe I'll just make it hard on red, and I don't. Yeah. So I will take a favor from Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And then spend the favor and deputies. I'll go and attack red.
Okay. So 2 to 2 is 1 to 1. You get 1 for being the Oathkeeper, and you get 2 for your longbows. Red. The only battle plan that red has access to is slander, so red could burn a secret to potentially X out a space in the courts. So Jaffa would.
What counts as victorious here? I assume I'm not going to be victorious no matter what. Correct.
If if the Chancellor ends up not winning, you would be victorious. Basically, one player is always victorious in a campaign.
How do you figure out how many dice you're rolling? Is it based on the number of warriors?
Yep. So basically, the idea here is that if you're targeting Jaffa, pretty much the only thing that you can target right now is the pawn. So it would just be 1 die.
Okay, got it.
If there were if also ruled the site, you could target that for 2, and so on and so forth. But right now you're using deputies, and you're just fighting this pawn right here. So you're just rolling 1 die.
Sometimes it's actually, because I'm already higher up on the victory track, it's actually good to only roll 1 die, right? Because less potential of negatives?
I mean, rolling fewer dice is just always good.
Okay.
The dice are always bad for you. More dice is more risk, basically. So yeah. So yes, Jaffa, if you wanted to, you could burn a secret to have a very small chance of marking an X on the courts if you desire.
I want that, but I think it's too small, so I'm not going to do that.
Sure, that's totally reasonable. All right, so roll one die. -1. Yep.
So I'm
So
still
you don't
on.
need to kill anybody. So Jaffa loses 1. Boop. And
That cost me 2.
it didn't cost you any focus.
Oh, that's right.
Deputy
Yeah.
says spend no focus.
But to have an encounter would have cost 2, right?
Well, so basically what's happened is that the Chancellor was campaigning and then used deputies right here.
I
And
mean,
so-
these 2 encounters that successful had would have cost 1 favorite, 1.
Oh, this was an encounter.
Okay.
Did I encounter with the deputies?
Nope.
Right.
You campaigned and you made it cost no focus. So
Yeah, but
you
the secret
spent
cost me
total 1.
encounter. Or okay. Okay. For my final action, I think I'm just gonna head down here.
Woo! To the new land. All right, so you found the Drowned City. The Drowned City is a neat place. Basically, the idea here is that if you start your turn there, you get a secret.
Oh, nice.
So
That's cool.
nice little. You found some hidden knowledge in this Drowned City.
Now people are gonna come there before I can get any.
Well, it's at the start of your turn, so you definitely have priority.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, good.
Yep. All right, so we're on to Jake.
Okay. So many options. Let
Yep.
me see. I think so. To get the court's blessing, I need one option would be to put another guy here.
Yep.
And that would cost 3 favor.
3.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, so this goes back to the supply, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So that would cost on that.
Yep, that's one option. The other option is so you don't have any down on any other unmarked courts. So yeah, this would be your main option right now. Otherwise, you could go 1 into 2 other courts, and that would cost a total of 2 favor, but it would cost you more focus and so on.
Yeah, getting to those is harder. So I think I have a plan. I don't know if it's come together. So I think what I'd like to, where I'm at, do an encounter, 1 focus, and do 2 favor and gain a secret per matching.
Okay.
So I have 2 favor. I'd like to put them on the arcane.
All right. So that's going to get you 1, 2, 3 secrets.
3 secrets from the supply.
Yep.
And secret power play right here.
There's the second one.
3. Okay, I got a whole boatload of secrets.
Whole lot of secrets now.
But now this arcane card is kind of tied up.
That's right.
Get favor back. Okay. And I don't have any matching order advisors, so I can't get favor. But I can buy the darkest.
Yep.
Right?
You can buy the darkest secret.
Does that cost focus? That's just a minor action.
It costs you 1 focus to proclaim that you
1 focus.
That you know the darkest secret.
I claim that I know the darkest secret.
Yep,
I would like to buy it for 3, I guess.
Yep,
like
and 2 or more. Your choice.
I'd like to keep 1 secret, so I'll spin these and they go back to the.
Yep, they go back to the bank.
Okay, give me that secret.
That sets the amount to 4, right?
Yep.
Because you paid 3?
No, it sets it to 3. It sets it to whatever you paid.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
you have to more than.
Oh,
claim
that's
more.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and so when taken fashion.
Yep. So you can mark any one of these with an X or a ×2. I might recommend Xing the Chancellor's parties right here if you are
Well, should
interested
I
in.
should I buff something that I think I can get?
Or that if you think that you can get it this turn.
I don't know if I can get it this.
Yep.
What
I
do have?
generally wouldn't recommend buffing if you can't put down courtiers, because basically you're saying, hey,
Oh,
other
because
players,
it'll-
go
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it'll be a whole turn, and then Chancellor put people.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if I do it here, it doesn't change hands because it's still tied.
It's still tied, yeah.
Well, so it will change hands because you only compare against the person who has it. So right now, Jaffa has it.
Well, right now red has it. So if I did this, then
Oh, sorry, yes, yeah,
Yeah, red has it.
you're still tied with them. Yep.
But it would make it easier for me to get third one instead of having to.
Hey now.
Yep. Yeah, I would say either one is a good choice. Yep.
I'm gonna go for this.
Cool.
So that was my Darkest Secret power play. And now, I guess I will spend one more to place this and gain favor.
Okay.
And I think that's all I can do.
All right. Cool. Now.
I go back up to the.
Yep.
These go to Arcane.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh no.
Don't hold right click. Right click drops them
no,
down.
Right. Okay.
So I think I'm going to spend 2 focus to search the deck.
Okay.
And then I'm going to discard this guy. So does he go into here?
Yep.
And I'm going to get that one.
Cool. All right. So this is saying you get military advantage versus order equal to the nomads you rule, which is currently 4. So that card is quite powerful.
Oh, I should have gotten a second.
Yeah, you should have gotten 2
yes.
favor.
Yep, that's correct, because you are the tax collector.
So I'm going to put my
Those
secret
tax-
on here.
Tax season.
So I'll get 2 focus from this. Sorry, 2 favor from up here.
Yep. Yep. Now you're getting the big money turns.
Oh boy.
And I think I will. So if I buy another secret,
Yep.
I can use it and it will come back to me, and then I'll have 2 secrets, even though I've used them 2. Is that
Exactly. Yep. All of the secrets that you've used will come back to you at the end of the turn.
All right? So I'll buy a secret by putting 2 favor on the orange guy.
Yep.
Then I will move with a favor over here.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, I am gonna do that.
And
Sorry.
because you played a Nomad Advisor and you have more than anybody, you also take the Nomad Supply.
Right.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
So you are quite popular now.
I wonder what that is.
We'll find out if he reveals it this turn, because I think he's most popular.
Yeah.
So I'll pop a secret on there, and that will get me
2 more favor.
2 more favor.
He's becoming less popular by buying stuff off of his cards. Or does favor on your own card count as popularity for you too?
It's supplies.
Sorry, you broke up there.
Yeah, I guess that'll be my turn. I can't really do anything else. Is there anything else I could do?
Yeah, your cards are tied up. Move.
Yeah, I guess I'll just end my turn there.
All right, back.
Welcome.
My internet is just really not having it today.
Well, you're just in time.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then push.
All right, so you're refreshing, and we're on to Jaffa.
So, can you look at my vision card? Is it what I think it is?
Yeah, I mean you fulfill it.
Oh no. Yeah.
Nice. Start of your turn, but it's got to go all the way around, right?
Yeah. So that's what I was
Okay.
talking about before. You have to have revealed it,
See,
and then you check.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joffa, you don't hold the court spoon. You hold the court spoon.
Yes, that was a late in the game name change that didn't get propagated everywhere.
I'm just gonna put that there.
Yep.
Close enough.
TTS problems.
Now, there's a die roll at the end of this, right?
Yes.
There is indeed.
So I got a 1 in 6 chance to win anyways, right?
Man, this is.
There's currently a 1 in 6 chance unless Jaffa can somehow take it.
I
Well,
mean, okay, Jake.
at this point, he's got so much more favor than me. I don't think the court is being won. Well, I'll search to begin with.
Okay. All right. The mercenaries have come back for more.
Oh,
More
no.
blood.
Oh, it's a good card.
Yeah, I like the mercenaries. They're really.
It's very powerful
Yeah.
until your opponent picks it up a
Yeah.
few turns afterwards.
Yeah, it's interesting how the cards get recycled.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
It's gonna look so good on the table too with the play mat and everything, and
Yep, and we are.
and the metal favor tokens, right?
Yes, they're going to
Oh,
be
it's
metal
gonna be
favor
so good.
tokens. They're going to have sort of checkers-like ridges so that they stack in a
Nice.
really nice, like clicky in fashion. So
Very cool.
Go away, TTS. I don't want to update right now. We're in the middle of a game.
maybe that's why my TTS has been funny.
It's been updating mid-play.
Yeah.
And in the upper right corner, like on the Vision of Dynasty, where it says "in game 5th," does that like
Yep.
there's certain things that happen?
Yep. So basically, if we manage to get all the way to the E, there's a priority.
Okay.
So like basically, if an exile's the usurper, they win. So you'll see like this first starburst. Then if the chancellor has the Oathkeeper, you go to the like chancellor wins unless the citizen has succession. And then each of the the visions, basically if you have it fulfilled at the end of the game, it still counts. So like it basically does a start a turn check.
Cool.
And there's just like there's a priority for those at the end.
So
But that only matters if we manage to get all the way to the end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay 1 for an encounter.
Okay.
I'll place a secret on. Can I place it on there?
Yep. And so you would get 2 favor from order.
Then I'll do another encounter.
So encounters are always on empty cards. So you would have to go somewhere that has an empty card first.
Oh, it's only cards where my pawn is, right?
Yep.
So I can pay 1 to move here.
Yep.
Okay, then my last one, I'll do an encounter. Wait, no, I won't retract that. Yes, I will.
Okay. However, this is the hidden place. So going here
Costs a secret.
it's always a secret. So
Even if you
very
roll
hidden.
it? Wow.
Not even if you roll it. It is hidden.
Oh, so we can't go there because he doesn't have an empty card.
Yep. I mean, you could have used the secret to go there if you wanted to, but
then you wouldn't have favor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
It's hard.
Yep. It's a hard life. Yep, this is a very funny cradle up here right now. Oh boy. Okay, it's happening now, apparently.
Least popular player, you become a citizen. Take any
Okay, so this card has been sitting here for a long time and I've just been wondering when the trigger was going to get pulled.
I've taken the
Awesome.
1 and 6.
So we have a second citizen now going in for the 1 and 6. Now, in doing so, you do this vision does get killed because citizens can't play visions. So you are in position to win on the 1 and 6, and you will be in position to win on any later die rolls as long as you hold the Courts of Steam. But this vision will be getting discarded by doing that. Is that okay?
Quick question from one of the spectators here. Should he have the Order popular support after playing the Order Mercenaries card? And will that affect that card?
Oh, yep.
Being
Yes,
played?
that is correct. Yep.
The Chancellor is actually the least popular player.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can't play that, right?
Actually, sorry. The Chancellor, the former citizen, gave the Chancellor the +3 popular support.
Oh, yeah,
office.
so I am still.
So, yep. So you're still fine.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that vision's pretty much the citizen win condition anyways, right? That's what I
Yep.
figure.
Exactly. Yep. So you're fine with this getting discarded?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man.
Welcome to Citizen Town.
My
Yeah.
brilliant plan.
There you go. So all of these get replaced with Citizen Warband with Chancellor Warbands. Yeah, it's funny. Once you've played this game once, a card sitting in somebody's advisors for like the entire game
Yeah.
is like usually a tell that like it's a I make myself a citizen card.
I feel so left out.
I don't know what else I can do, really.
It's so funny playing this because when we played Oath before, I only had the context of Root, but now I have the context of PAX Premier as well when it comes to early designs. And there's so many little bits that feel like him.
Yep. No, it's a dyed in the wool Colruyt design. Make no mistake about it. Cool. So your turn is over, and now, so this refreshes.
Sorry, where does my focus go?
You're gonna go where the Chancellor is, so right there. So you are indeed in position to win here. Where's that die at? Here's the die.
I hate it.
All right.
Come
Congratulations, Jaffa. You get to roll the die since you are in position to win. So take this die, give it a good roll, and on a 6, you are the winner. Nope, it's a 5.
Oh my God.
It's the 5. Yep.
That was a pretty good turn, though. It was.
Yep.
Not
Next
bad.
turn, it's yours. Just roll that one more time.
Just roll out one more time.
That's true.
All right, Chancellor. Now you've got another friendly citizen.
Yeah, friendly, right.
We're here for you, bud.
Okay, beginning my turn.
Definitely powered you up, but
I get a secret from.
Yep, you get a secret
from there. Now I need to figure out is I think I need to move up there. Yeah, we're gonna try. Okay, so I'm going to. I gotta do this in the right order because I'm gonna try to pull some shenanigans here.
Great. We love shenanigans.
Okay, so I spend a secret, right, to activate this.
Yep. So you can just stick that right on the.
Okay. So I spend a secret to move. Cost no focus. I'm gonna move all the way up here.
Whee! Shenanigans initiated, apparently.
Because I can't move here, right? Because of the narrow.
Yep. The narrow pass.
Narrow pass.
There.
Okay. Now that I'm here, I'm going to search.
Okay.
Okay. Trying to see what cards are in play.
Oh.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's definitely a good card for you right now.
I'm trying to figure. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this here.
All right. Master of Disguise. Basically, when you encounter, you can gain secrets as if you had another player's advisors. So you can just be like, all right, I guess I have Nomads in Hearth now, or I have Beasts in Arcane now. So it gives you a lot more flexibility.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I figured out how to extend it. Okay. So crap, I can't do everything I want. So close. I can still extend it a little bit though. Now, when it says if I had other people's advisors, does that mean including this one? So like if I did order, I get 2?
Nope.
Or is it just one other? So okay. So
yep.
Either way, it's still just 2 favor, but that's fine. Because I'm going to spend my favor here and get 2, or spend my secret there, get 2 favor off of order. I can only get 1.
So order, unfortunately, only has 1 favor left.
That's fine. That should be enough. I hope. We'll see. I think you know what I'm going to try to do.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I do. Yes, I think that you will have enough.
Next.
Ominous tidings.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I'm really worried.
Okay, next I'm going to flip this.
Yep.
Conspiracy. Take the darkest secret. I just get it.
No.
It stays at 3 though, right?
Yep. So to take the darkest secret, it's from somebody at your site. So you could have moved here instead of there
Oh,
because your nice citizen has the darkest secret right now.
that's true. But can I still
Yep.
do number 2?
Oh yeah, no. So you choose one of those options. Yep.
Oh, so it's only one of them.
Yep. So burn secret and choose one.
Okay. So burn secret. Because I'd rather do the other one anyways.
Sure.
Move.
Either way.
Oh, actually, no. I needed to move because I need the darkest secret to do what I was planning. I'm sorry.
Yep. So you could have just moved.
So yeah, I would have
back.
moved here and be.
Yep. And then this secret would be here.
Oh, okay, that's the same suit.
Yep.
All
All right. So you were enacting the conspiracy to take the darkest secret.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another good tell you learn in your first game that if so the Chancellor has had this vision face
Since the
down
beginning.
the entire game.
That's
And
what I
that-
figured it was. I just didn't know what it did.
Yeah.
Actually, doing that also, this would have been over here
Sure.
because I would have wanted to play on his arcane.
That's
get
definitely
more.
reasonable.
And so you would have gotten which favor?
It'd be 1, 2, 3.
But you
I-
took one from.
Yeah, I took it from order, so I got to put it on order. So it's coming from arcane,
Coming from Arcane.
which is still only 2, right? Yeah. So,
Yep.
But it's still one more
Only
than
That's
what
true.
I had.
The Master of Disguise.
Okay, and now
So this conspiracy gets removed from the game.
and now I get one of the little 2x or x tokens. Now, if there's already a spot, could I X that out?
Nope, you cannot. You cannot change a spot once it's marked.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is put this here.
And you
Which-
now have the Courts of Steam.
Oh, I should have put the X there the whole time.
There's no way you could know that I was going to do that. And I'm
Well,
going
until
to
you play the game.
yes.
Yeah, the face down Chancellor vision the whole game is like a there's a whole meta that develops of like the Chancellor. It's like oh no, the Chancellor has a face down vision the entire game. Is it actually the conspiracy or not?
Yeah.
And I will go ahead and put this here just for good measure. Have some extra ones out too.
And you spent this favor?
Yeah.
Does it have to go in that suit?
Oh, you're right. It does have
Yep,
to. So I
has
can't
to go
do
in
that.
matching suit.
So actually, I
Yep.
don't have enough money to do that.
Correct.
I think it's still okay though for now. That just means I
now,
can
at
save up
least.
some money.
Still mine.
Okay. I think that's all I wanted to do.
Okie doke.
So this comes back to me because. Oh, actually, no. I'll go ahead and put one favor on order to get
Sure. 2 warbands.
2 warbands.
All right. Okay, Jake, it's your turn. The Chancellor has enacted that conspiracy that has been holding on to the entire game, just waiting for that moment.
Okay.
So I got Darkest Secret and Courts of Steam in one turn.
Yep.
So
You slammed it down.
I'm sure it's not too
Nice.
hard for people to take away though.
It's not
Working backwards,
it's not going to
right?
be easy, but it's not impossible.
I need favor to put guys here,
Yep.
and all the favor is here.
Yep.
So where can I take that?
And then there's a lot of favor in Nomads, there's a lot of favor in Discord.
Yeah. Then coming down here, the takes. Okay. I mean, I could possibly buy this back. The
So
value
the other thing about the Darkest Secret is if you're finding yourself in a pinch, The Darkest Secret is something that you can actually target in campaigns.
and
So
reduce the cost.
and reduce the cost. However, that's going to be pretty tough because the Chancellor right now is sitting on a site with 3 warbands and has 3 more in his cohort.
So he's got
So
And
he's got
Oathkeeper.
6. And Oathkeeper. So you are going to be
hosed. Got it.
yeah, pretty much host in that case. So it may so your other option here is you'll notice on your citizen board it gives you instructions for this is actually a we have changed
yeah.
the sense. This is actually at the start of your turn you can do this. So at the start of your turn you can exile yourself. It would cost 2 favor because the cost is just your warbands and secrets. So if you just are like, oh, I don't like the citizen life anymore, you do have the option of removing yourself from the Commonwealth, and you will keep your office. So that is an option for you.
That's kind of cool.
I don't have any visions. I don't have any.
There is a vision right here.
I don't have any land.
Yep, it is a
That is a long shot.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see.
Oh, and it only costs me 3 favor to exile him right now anyways, if I really wanted to, right?
He has 1 popular support.
I think it costs you 1,
yep,
dude.
Yep, it would cost. Well, it would cost you. Yeah, it would cost you 3. Yep, it's minimum 3 basically.
Okay.
Boot him out.
I have no idea. So there's I can't get any favor from Arcane.
Correct.
I could get secrets.
Yep, you might just be setting yourself up here for a hope Chancellor doesn't win on the 5. And
yeah, I kind of think I have to play again turns down the road, but I'm running out of turns.
Chancellor's interesting because he's just trying to make it so someone else doesn't win.
Yep, yeah. That is the Chancellor's job.
No, dude, how much favors? I think I'll do.
So is the Courts of Steam the dynasty? Did that get removed from the game, or did that just get discarded? The Courts of Steam vision card.
Oh, the vision. Yeah, it got discarded. Should be in this discard pile.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna encounter on this. Place a secret to gain the.
Okay.
And I get both of them because of my taxman.
Yep,
power.
taxman.
Taxman. Okay, so there's.
Yep, and then you could stick 2 on Arcane to get a whole boatload of secrets if you wanted to.
We're so screwed if Nat is going after the popular secret vision.
Or I could also put guys in this.
Indeed.
But I could only do 1 guy.
Yep.
Oh, but maybe I could do it and then.
It only costs 1 favor, right?
Yep.
Okay, I will spend 1 favor here. Put a guy in that spot, and that is also a single. Yep. Okay. But then it costs 2 to.
There's never enough actions. Never enough actions.
Yep, it's just a little bit less than you need.
Okay, well, I'm going to spend 2 to move, and I'm going to go to somewhere in the hinterland. I think I'll go here to the waste.
Okay. Jaunting off to the wastes.
Looking for.
All right.
That's all I got.
Your turn. Nat.
Me. So I'm gonna encounter. 2 favor.
Oh,
2
thanks.
favor to buy a secret.
Okay.
And then 2 more favor to buy another secret.
Uh-oh.
Whew.
And then I'm gonna burn 4 secrets to get the darkest secret.
All right.
This is
Here
now.
it comes. Here comes some more shenanigans.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna reveal the vision of faith.
Yep.
Uh,
So you can put that over on that side. Doesn't fill up an advisor slot anymore. And you get to mark a court with a fashion marker. So
God dang it.
×2 or X to your desire.
I'm just gonna. I'll put a ×2 here. And then for 4 focus,
Thanks for not Xing me
I'll
out.
take that last.
He's giving Jaffa the Courts of Steam.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'll. Can I play this as well?
You cannot play multiple, but you can hold it. Yep.
So I can put it in my advisor.
Yep.
There's only one true enemy of the people.
Which one am I more likely to win here, actually?
That one's a little bit more fragile. The face
What,
down
Darkest
one, I'd say.
Secret? Is it?
That would be my estimation.
So you bought the Darkest Secret, right? Does the price increase?
Well, he paid 4 for it, so yeah, that's what it costs now.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna have this favor coming back.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's definitely a case to be made for playing this one. It's up to you. I think they're both good.
It's a tough choice.
If you want my unbiased, if you want my lean, I will gladly tell you.
I feel like getting 4 secrets to buy this.
It's gonna be 5 secrets.
5 secrets.
Yeah.
And I already wasted my conspiracies.
I would lean toward this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll stick with the Darkest Secret.
I just left my secret engine up here.
Yeah. Goodbye, secret engine.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
All right, Jaffa.
Well,
Now we have a potential vision win and a potential chancellor win, both on the board. But the chancellor has a 3rd chance of winning after your turn. So many things are happening.
What will it cost me to move here?
2 focus.
This site costs 1.
Ah,
That would have been a good one.
Fight for the courts.
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, there is a conspicuous lack of hearth cards, except for that one down in the hinterlands right now. The marking of the ×2 is pretty consequential right now.
I don't know if this was a good call when I made it, because all of these cards and this ×2 good.
It's not enough for me to take it, though.
You got 2, so you'd need to put one guy in here and one guy in another.
Yep.
I don't see how it's possible.
Yeah, you might be playing a set yourself up game also, possibly.
The problem with the setup is that you other 3 keep ruining it. which I have to say is completely unfair.
It is.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I can hang on anymore.
The fact that the Commonwealth is down to like almost the worst focus space is like you've got so many warbands everywhere.
Come on, someone take the oath.
You're like limping along.
I need you guys to kill some guys so that way I can take some actions.
Completely action star.
I'm moving there instead.
Okay.
Oh, but I only have 2 focus. Jeez Louise.
As a citizen, other than preventing the exiles from satisfying, do we have much incentive to fight? Like, I mean, just to maintain that the
Well, in the current state, no.
yeah,
Because the Commonwealth is ruling the most sites. But like,
Right.
if for some reason Nat decided to take more sites, then you would be incentivized to go after that, because in order for any of the citizens to win,
yeah,
the Chancellor still has to, have their condition met. So
we're invested so much as like at least
you-
just meets the victory.
yeah, you were invested in the minimum amount possible, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so you moved there.
All right, more into jousts. I can.
Thank you. That would have been a while.
Okay, so now we're tied.
And I don't know if there's anything else I can do. Oh, I can.
Come on, warband. Get in there. Come on. You can do it. There we go.
It's good enough.
There's not even any on there, is there?
I pretty much have all the popular support.
Yep.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. So we are back to a roll. This time, the Chancellor is in position to win. So, Chancellor, there's your die. Give it a roll.
Oh, look, a 6 now. Just
Oh, 6. Nope.
Oh, come on.
Gotta go at least one more round.
I don't know if I can hang on to this.
Chancellor, it's your turn.
Okay. So, I'm out of shenanigans, so I just gotta try to maintain.
Keep the boat going.
And I don't know if there's any way for me to prevent the darkest secret from going, because that's a lot of secrets.
There's a lot, and remember that you can punch it down in a campaign. But yes, you would have to punch it down pretty significantly, because you only have one secret. Okay, Jake only has one secret, etc.
Now, when I travel, can I take guys with me?
Yep, you have to leave at least one, but you can pull up the other ones.
Yeah, I might have to do that. Because that'll be 2.
Do you have to attack the pawn to target the attack it?
Yeah, you have to be at the site with the pawn to attack the secret.
If I'm defending, do I count my warbands that are in the region as well?
Yep.
Oh, sorry,
And indeed, if you rule the site, which you do, they're gonna have to fight against the site as well, because you've basically got like a defensive force that you've set up. So this is a stronghold for you right now, Nat, because you've got this stuff, you've got your cohort, you're in a mountain. It's just like really, and you've got whirlwind formation. Like you are set right now. Honestly, Nat probably has this.
Yeah, I don't see any way of doing it. Honestly, I think my best.
Because we have to take. Oh, it doesn't even get back around to another.
So if I encounter to spend a secret here. Yeah, there's no way I can do it, but I might as well just keep trying though. So I'm encountering to spend a secret there, which gives me 2 favor from order.
Your kingdom was flooded with loyal citizens.
Yeah.
You got bogged down. Too much bureaucracy.
Yeah, no kidding. Then I will spend 2 here. Another encounter to get 2 secrets. Or is that 3? 2 secrets, right?
So it's 1 because you have this. You're treating. Sure,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, so it's 3 secrets.
It's 3. Yep.
Okay.
Because of your master of disguise. Just walking up in a funny mustache and a cloak, and you're like, "Yeah, it's me, Jaffa. Tell me your secrets."
There's no mechanism of like trade. Chancellor.
Nope.
No.
There used to be, but that got too degenerate in situations like this, where an exile created, like right now, basically Nat has an incredible position. Like set up rule, has stuff in cohort, at a mountain, has an unbelievably good battle plan in this situation. Like Nat deserves a very high chance of winning right now. Whereas before, the free trading of secrets in favor between citizens and the Chancellor just became too like it just got silly. Yeah,
I can understand that.
That makes perfect sense here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do because I can move down there, but
yep, you can transfer stuff when you offer citizenship. So like that's one thing where like because both citizens this game were forced themselves in, there was no opportunity to do any sort of like pooling of resources. But that is something that you can do at the moment that you're talking about making people citizens. So.
I'm just gonna draw cards because.
Yep. See if your citizen can somehow pull something out, but
yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
What was the last vision, by the way, that we haven't seen?
It is sites, I believe.
So there's most sites, most popular support,
Darkest Secret, Courts of Steam, and the Conspiracy.
Can you tell me what my middle card, what that symbol means?
Yep, it just means the number of sites with beasts, which is currently none. None. Okay. So that's a blank.
Yeah. I got no cards that are useful at all.
Sad trombone time.
Yeah, I guess I might as well just keep this because it's the only card that does anything at all.
Okay. All right. The very last turn potentially of the game.
Almost.
Okay, Jake.
Pressure's on, fellow citizens.
I have to start my turn to get the thing.
Correct.
Yeah. And there's no. He's got the Darkest Secret.
I don't have any war bands. So
yeah.
if I campaign here to try to decrease this cost, I mean, I would have enough actions
to decrease the secret, you'll first have to be in the place with the pawn.
So there's basically no way.
Yep. Yeah, because basically right now you're going to have to go 3, and then you wouldn't be able to do it. So. So congratulations, Nat. You played the Vision of Faith. Even with this giant Commonwealth where every other player in the game is a citizen, you just created an impregnable position. You even had the Great Levy ruled over here. So you didn't just have +4 from your whirlwind formation. You also had +2 from your Great Levy and Plowshares right here. So for a total of +6, which is like absolutely maddening.
And then we'd also get -1 because of the mountains.
And the mountain, yeah.
Before people hop off here, Josh, I'd love if you'd talk about how this game sets up the next sequence.
Yeah. So basically, so here's how it works. So Nat 1. And Nat 1 on the Vision of Faith, which means that the next game, the victory condition for the Oathkeeper is going to be holding the Darkest Secret. So basically, if you hold the Darkest Secret, then at the end of your turn, you're going to get the Oathkeeper or flip it over to Usurper. So that's the first thing that happens. The next thing that happens is that all of the sites that Nat rules are going to stay in the game for the next game. So these 2 sites down here are basically going to become the cradle sites. So like all the rest of these are going to get discarded. And then these 2 sites, along with their cards right here, are going to get pulled up here to the cradle. Then after that, some new cards get added to the deck, and some cards get removed from the deck. So right now, Nat has Nomad and a Hearth Advisor. Nat also has a Discord Advisor for ruling the site over here. So Nat would basically get to choose one of those suits to add a bunch of cards in for. So I'll just give an example over here. So like if Nat chose Discord, 3 Discord cards would get added, then 2 Arcane cards would get added, and then 1 Order card would get added. So cards will get added from our giant archive of 160 other cards beyond the starting deck, so about 200 in total. So those cards would get added to the deck. And then the 6 cards are going to get removed from the deck. And the cards that get removed are from all of the cards at sites that Nat doesn't rule, so like all of these cards, all of the advisors of the losing players, and all of these discard piles. Those would all just go into one deck. It would get shuffled up, and 6 of those cards would go out of the game into a place in the box called the Dispossessed. And these cards are basically going to stay out of the game for quite a long time, basically until you need to add in cards from a suit from the archive, and there just aren't any left of that suit. So for all intents and purposes, those cards that get removed are gone for like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, depending upon what exactly happens. So unless you play this game a lot, those cards are gone.
That's cool.
Additionally, so this doesn't happen in this game because Nat wasn't a citizen or the Chancellor. But if the Chancellor or a citizen wins, you also get to build out the map a little bit. So you get to choose a card at a site that you roll. So let's say that the Chancellor won. You get to choose a card at a site you roll, and you get to upgrade it. So there are these cards in the box called edifice cards, which are things like universities and like military academies and things like that. And it becomes a card that is very persistent on the map. Basically, the card here gets replaced with the edifice. And then in games going forward, it's a lot harder to get rid of that card. Like you can't discard it during the game itself, and it's a lot harder to discard once you finish your games. So basically, there's one side that's the edifice for like the military academy, and then if at the end of like the next game nobody rules the site with, like, the winner doesn't rule the site with that card, it flips over to a ruin. So like nobody took care of it, it got lost and forgotten, and so it turns over to its ruin side and has another kind of like chaotic effect that like really messes with the game. So like as basically like the Commonwealth does better, they're going to be building out their sites with interesting and powerful cards. So those are the main things that are happening during Breakdown. And this TTS mod, while it's in progress right now, you're playing on a beta version that will be released to the public very soon, very, very soon. Or the other Josh, not me.
I've had so many people asking
Yeah.
when this is going to be.
It is very, very close. Josh is finishing up the very last bit of scripting in the Chronicle phase, which is what I just described right now. And it will be very smooth because the players in this game saw how easy setup was. It was just like click a button and everybody got cards, and all the sites got populated, and just everything was just basically in one click, except for like a couple small things. The Chronicle phase will also be just completely automated. You'll be able to like click one button and it will like clean up all the sites and like push sites, and it will do like 95+% of the Chronicle for you. So we're making sure that when we release it, all of that functionality is in and working really well, so that going from game to game is just going to be really, really simple.
That's awesome.
So
I'm so excited.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really cool game.
So, yeah. Thanks so much, everybody, for playing.
Thank
Any
you so
other
much for running
questions, maybe from spectators or anything?
Yeah, the audience can hop in if they have questions as well now.
I just want to say thanks. That was great. Very
Yes,
thanks so
much.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us play.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you guys really want to say thanks, feel free to tweet or message at the people over at Leader Games to say thank you for Joshua. Joshua volunteered to do this kind of on his own when I went over to the Leader Games site and asked if someone would be willing to. So giving him some love to his headquarters would be awesome.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I am glad to do it. Plus, it gives me useful information. I am the person in charge of making sure that all of the text makes sense. It's a usable game. We're still we're still relatively in early process. We're getting close to a very large revamp of player board UI and like some card UI. Basically, we're working with our great graphic designer Patty Hune, who's doing another pass on this basically, and I'm collaborating with her, collecting a lot of information. And so like a game like this, I'm always basically tracking, keep paying attention to like, okay, where are people getting stuck? Where are they, tripping up on things or thinking that something means something else? And so we're pretty close to doing a pretty big revamp of a lot of usability related stuff. So games like this are really, really helpful for me to teach and watch. So
all that being said, tell Leader Games you love him.
Awesome. Yeah. Any audience stuff, or are we good to go?
Most of the audience has been muted. Sounds like we're good to go.
All right. Great. Well, thanks so much, everybody, for playing. And
Thank you again,
yes,
Joshua.
absolutely. And yes, I'm loath to make promises because we've already seen that this TTS mod is taking a little bit longer than we have expected. But Josh is very hard at work, and I would be surprised. I would be genuinely shocked if it wasn't within the next few days.
It looks like Where's Waldo was trying to talk for a second.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you again. It was really cool to see. I'm very excited about this game.
Yeah, we are too. Everything is on track, and hopefully the quarantines won't delay the game.
And
we're all crossing our fingers.
Is there a pledge manager, or is there late backing for this, or no?
Yep, there is late backing for it. If you go on the Kickstarter page, there will be a link to our backer kit, so you can get it on there. And that does come with all of the nice goodies, the metal coins and stuff like that. All the
Chronicle log.
Chronicle log. Yep, you'll get a nice journal to chronicle your your kingdom in. So
yeah, cool. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks everybody once again.
Thanks everyone.
Absolutely. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right. See ya.
Good night.
Bye.